Proud of you, Cap.
Oh boy.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hello.
I'm proud of you. You showed restraint. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is a serious discussion we're about to have, boys.
Yeah, that's why no monkey noises.
No time for monkey noises.
We gotta put the big boy pants on.
Yeah, this is
We gotta
some real
discuss whether
stuff.
Eggman or Big Funny Turtle wins.
This is serious stuff.
We gotta choose between Turtle Wizard or Breakfast Doctor.
We gotta figure out who wins between the goofy turtle from Super Mario or the fat egg guy from Sonic.
Doctor or Fat Nick from Sonic, yeah.
That is insulting. Don't ever
From
call him
Sonic
that
the
ever again.
Fat Hog.
Don't ever call me that again.
Don't you ever.
I like how we started this off so seriously, and then we just
Immediately
evolved into
default.
using
Yeah,
snap
it fell
snap
immediately. So, today, we are going to attempt to predict Bowser vs. Eggman. Now, if you guys know anything about us, you'll know me and Cap, at least, are pretty hard rooting Bowser on this one. We... King, you're slightly rooting for Eggman, right?
Yeah, ever so slightly. It's like I love both. I'm realistically not going to be upset or disappointed with like either outcome. I'm just slightly rooting Eggman.
I like Eggman, so I would be fine with him winning, but I will admit I will probably be just a tad upset if Bowser loses, but that's only because, like, I'm pretty heavily biased. I'm not gonna...
I literally ended off my latest community note by saying that if Eggman won, I would cry myself to sleep in the shower, so just...
Honestly, like...
letting you know where my priorities
Eggman,
are.
If they figure out
See,
that
on
Eggman
the one
wins...
hand,
If
on
they
the
f-
one hand, I love my friends and I don't want you guys to be sad. On
I mean-
the other hand, the mental image of Cap crying himself to sleep over Eggman
Hey,
is really
King.
funny.
Actually, guys, never mind. I think I changed my mind, honestly. I think I want Eggman to win this. I'm not gonna lie.
It, like if I had a camera on me right now, there are count them, 3 Bowser figures in my room right now. One of like the one from the freaking movie, one from the games, and then Mr. Handslam, my Bowser Sky Meebo.
I should get, like, a Bowser, like, thing to, like, bring with me to the watch party.
I wanted to get a Bowser plush before we, but I have like 3 Bowsers. I think I'm good.
I just realized, it just occurred to me, when Cap was talking about crying himself to sleep over if Eggman beats Bowser, all I could think about was that one not Rick and Morty, regular show.
Regular show.
Like Muscle Man crying, but it's Cap and he's just going, Bowser, Bowser.
My glorious...
Oh my god.
My glorious turtle goat. Dead.
Oh
Buried.
my god, that made my day.
Bowser!
Oh my god.
Yeah, but, I was saying, I was, like, leading to something. The point of this prediction is not to, like, dog on Eggman and say, like, Bowser's definitely gonna win. I want to look at this from a completely unbiased perspective, to, like, a completely blank slate, because we've already, like, thought about the matchup now, but I kind of want to put all that aside and look at this matchup from, like, a fresh point of view.
Yeah, because realistically, this could go either way.
It's, in my opinion, it is the closest fight, like, that we probably have ever had. I'm gonna outright say that, because Bill vs. Discord, they were just dead even and everything. It really just depended on who had these specific powers to take them down, and yeah, it was close. But Bowser vs. Eggman have so much on both sides that really could kill the other and can kill the other. It's just the problem is, the other side has just as much.
Exactly.
Are we saying this is more close than Scooby versus Courage?
Okay,
Well-
obviously we're like excluding ties because
Okay, yeah. Fair
I mean,
enough.
for a
because
fight to
that's
be
just obvious.
for a
Scooby
fight to be
versus with like
close-
Scooby versus Courage, they're legitimately just dead even.
yeah, if for a fight to be close, I think there has to be like some sort of a conclusion that can be. This is implying that Bowser versus Eggman is not a draw,
Okay, fair.
Yeah,
which would actually make
which it might be.
which actually would make me more sad if that happened than like Eggman
Yeah,
winning.
honestly, with Scooby versus Courage, I feel like it was an acceptable result. Here,
Well, I mean,
here
with
it might
Scooby versus
honestly
Courage,
be
like
a
I didn't want to
cop-out.
see either die to begin with. I mean, yeah, I'm not really looking forward to seeing Eggman die, and I'm definitely not looking forward to seeing Bowser die. But like, come on, we gotta know what
I
Death
think
Battle
it also
thinks.
helps that like the actual debate of who wins was quite possibly the like least looked forward to part of Scooby versus Courage.
No,
Yeah,
you look
no.
at
As
everyone's
opposed to
reactions.
everything else
You look
surrounding
at
that
everyone
episode
talking at
that
the
everyone
match.
wanted to see.
They will say, "I'm excited for this episode. I think it's gonna be really fun. I love Scooby, or I love Courage, or I love both Scooby and Courage." The only thing I'm not looking forward to is having to see one of them die. Literally every
Yeah.
single person.
It was like, oh, I'm gonna love like the dynamic and the way that they handle the banter and just how the general fight's gonna go. Gonna really hate the ending though, because someone's gonna die.
Then again, this is different because like with Scooby versus Courage, it was just like two literal dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I think I speak for everyone. Maybe I don't speak for a very small minority who is very sick and twisted in the head, but I think I speak for everyone who is sane when I say that I don't like seeing dogs die.
I like how everyone is like really concerned for Scooby and Courage dying, but when it comes to like Tom and Wile E. Coyote dying, everyone's going like, "Yes, yes, yes!"
Well, because like I said, they have the chance to just go absolutely nuts with that and make it cartoony and over the top.
Yeah, because that's it really their entire gimmick. Like Scooby and Courage, their entire gimmick was like getting away from like the scary stuff and like getting out of these scary situations. Tom and Wile's entire gimmick is just like, you did it to yourself, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
no.
amount of times both of them have been like blasted down to ash.
I really hope, like, even if they figure out that like neither of them can die, then like I really hope they do come to some sort of conclusion and say that like if they could die, then like this person would probably win. If they come to the
Why-
conclusion that they
They
can't
neither die, but Wiley leaves Tom on the side of the road with like $50 less than he had previously.
Wait, what are we?
I
We're talking
still
about freaking
prefer
Tom.
my-
We gotta get to freaking Bowser versus Eggman. What are we doing?
Hold on, before we get to that, I just want to say my preferred outcome is just having Jerry and the Roadrunner win.
True.
True.
I just think that would be really funny.
Like Metal Sonic it.
What if?
Yeah, no, like Metal Sonic and fittingly enough, Eggman versus Wily.
Alright, anyways, we've been
speaking
yapping
of,
about literally anything.
let's get to the real meat and potatoes of this video. So
Alright, so yeah, we want to look at this matchup from a fresh point of view. So I think we should start off with the obvious, like the most obvious, like thing that everyone's debating: who is more powerful?
Well, clearly Bowser's the faster one and Eggman's the stronger one.
We're not getting to that
my
yet. We're
God.
talking about specifically.
we're not
power
getting to
right
that
now.
yet.
And you want to know what
Okay.
I think? You want to know what I think about power?
What do you think about power?
When it comes to who is more powerful, they're freaking dead even, bro. You look at
Yeah.
every single one of their
I mean,
arguments for being
obviously,
universal.
we're excluding like just base Eggman versus base Bowser, because if we're looking at that, Eggman is just gonna be just dead, because
If we're talking base Bowser and base Eggman, no matter what, base Bowser is a giant strong turtle. Eggman is just a guy. Like, yeah, Eggman has his...
Who wins,
Like-
Galactus or Jimmy Neutron without any of his inventions?
pretty much, yeah, no, pretty much. But yeah, no. So, but like looking at all their mechs, I'd probably like it is very hard to say, but generally speaking, I'd probably give like strength, like physical strength, and not like destructive capability. They're very two different things, despite what Dragon Ball fans will have you believe. I'd like in terms of like just raw strength, I'd say Bowser is generally stronger than a lot, if not all, of Eggman's mechs.
Yeah, I would
And
argue
granted,
Bowser's
Eggman's
lifting
mechs
strength
do
down.
have.
We're not
Do
really talking
have,
about
like-
strength specifically right now. I just want to touch on the concept, on like the topic of power, because that's like a big thing, and like everyone has like their arguments for Bowser getting multiversal and Eggman getting multiversal, and some have arguments for even getting beyond that. But no matter what you look at, no matter what you buy, if you buy something very vague for Bowser, you're probably also going to buy something very vague for Eggman. And no matter what you do, they're always gonna end up pretty close to even. So for power,
Yeah.
I don't really think it matters at all in this case, because they're pretty much at the exact same level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't really think power really matters a whole lot in this case.
Power is to this matchup what speed was to Wally versus Sonic. Completely inconsequential.
Yeah.
Was it?
Okay.
I don't think it...
Well, they say that because both characters are so fast, speed is ironically a non-factor in this fight. And then they immediately go ahead and say, Wally was technically faster because he could absorb Sonic's energy.
I was gonna say, yeah, they also
Which-
then kind of bring up in Wally's favor to go.
So I guess
well,
that
he could
means
always
if
steal
Eggman-
like, you could always steal Sonic's speed to become faster. It's like,
So
okay,
does that
you
mean
literally
Eggman
just
can
said that wasn't a factor.
absorb Bowser's power?
I don't think Eggman has anything to do that. It could be, I mean,
I
unless
mean,
you count like that one
Unless you count
thing
the machine at
in
the start of
Unleashed.
I was kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say where it absorbed all like the energy of the Chaos Emeralds, but could it do that with Bowser?
What if he did that with the Chaos?
No,
Alright.
what if he did that with the Dreamstone, and that's why Bowser goes like,
Alright, let's get the boring stuff.
freaking.
Let's get the boring stuff over with, like the basic stats down first, so we can get to talking about like the cool stuff that we want to talk about.
Yeah,
actually.
the interesting stuff.
Yeah. All right. So guys, who do you think between them is stronger?
Bowser.
What?
Like I already said my
I'm
piece
thinking
about
the
this.
guy that punches things more often and lifts big things more often.
All right,
I
guys.
said
what about
I
this?
already given my piece on this. Generally speaking, Bowser is always going to be physically stronger than a
Really?
lot of Eggman's mechs because a lot of Eggman's mechs aren't built for raw strength.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I think there's some. I don't think
Like
Eggman's
something
mechs
like
are,
the Egg
completely
Dragoon
useless
or
against-
like the Death Egg robot. They're mostly used for like keep away, especially the Egg Dragoon, considering it has like literal machine guns on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not really for close quarters combat, which is where Bowser excels in.
All right, guys. Here's a real doozy. Who do you guys think is smarter?
As much as I want to joke
I
about
was gonna
Bowser's
bring
4-digit
up
IQ,
Bowser.
The 9,000
Bowser's
IQ.
brilliant.
Nice,
I am going to
nice.
say, well, then again, Bowser himself. I know we portray like generally speaking, his portrayal is he's a big lovable meatball who's also kind of an idiot, but he isn't exactly.
He's not an
Stupid.
idiot. He's just clumsy.
He
His
can't-
ego
I think-
gets-
Idiot.
But
He's
he's-
got some smarts. I think it's just he doesn't feel the need to use said smarts most
He's
of the time,
also
'cause it's
just
Yeah,
not
no.
as
really
smart as
potent.
Eggman. He's just not
Yeah.
as smart as Eggman.
Just full.
Because like
full stop,
Bowser
he's not
himself,
matching it.
Bowser, he is. I think there was like something. I don't know where it was stated, but there was like something stated that he built like a mech by himself. I can't remember where that was, so take it with a grain of salt. And he did he typically like at least in Dream Team I remember that he actually like kind of played he legitimately just played dumb to trick Phantasma to take the Dreamstone for himself. That's how he got the Dreamstone. So he's not dumb.
So
Yeah.
it's
And I
just
can
what we're
definitely
saying.
I can definitely see him intentionally playing dumb to kind of lower Eggman's like. Oh god, what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, in this context, like
To
they're
underestimate
fighting to
Bowser,
they're
effectively.
fighting to the
I
death,
guess.
and Bowser was like Bowser and Tasma thought Bowser was on his side. Like,
Fair
obviously,
enough.
Eggman doesn't think Bowser's on his side. He's trying to kill him.
I was gonna say, this is like the argument against Discord, trusting T-Rex.
Oh, yeah, no,
It's
okay.
like, yeah, theoretically, I guess if you were able to convince them that you were on their side, that could be taken advantage of. But like, in this context, it's pretty clear that that's not the case. It's a fight to the death.
Yeah. But
So, generally speaking, I think we all agree Eggman will take intelligence.
Yeah,
we don't agree that he will. He straight up is.
He does, yeah, no. As much as I want to admit
It's like his
that Bowser with an IQ of 9,800 will help him in the fight, it's not gonna.
I'm not even gonna
It's funny,
joke.
but like, you know damn well.
I know damn well that's not gonna
inflating
happen.
His ego. He was full of it when he said that.
But like, nah, trust, bro. Trust.
Trust
He's
the turtle.
Bowser the freaking brilliant, dude.
In Turtle, we trust.
In Turtle, we trust.
Technically, Bowser also does have a doctorate. Does Eggman have a doctorate? There's no records of it. You want to know
I
this?
think
You might get into some
I actually
legal
don't
troubles
think
for
he
going to
does.
Dr. Eggman then.
Wait.
I
I'm
swear
actually-
there was like
actually,
one
I'm
piece
thinking now.
of trivia where it said Eggman didn't have a doctorate.
Did Eggman like go to college? Did Bowser go to college, or did he just steal a freaking diploma?
Are there schools in the Mushroom Kingdom?
Yeah, there are, because we got there's in Superstar they have a
Okay,
university.
so
in
so
the Gaming
Eggman
Kingdom.
does
Oh,
have no. Okay, yeah, no. He does have a he does have a PhD. But according to him,
Also, in Bowser's
his
inside
PhD
story,
is simply the study of evil itself, which I just find absolutely hilarious.
in Bowser's inside story, literally the first cutscene of the game is a Toad who's talking to his mom about sneaking home from school.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, schools
That's
exist
true.
in Mario.
World does exist in the Mario world.
Bowser is not the most terrifying thing in the Mushroom Kingdom. It is in fact the Mushroom Kingdom education system. Alright,
Okay,
so
What if that's why Bowser wants to conquer the Mushroom Kingdom? He just wants his subjects to finally get an education.
I mean, Bowser does want his son to, he wants his son to get an education because he asks about Junior's homework.
He asked
Yeah.
about Junior's homework in Mario plus Rabbids, so.
I really gotta keep playing more of that game.
I never finished
think
it. I
it's
can
really
never make
good.
it past the final boss. But anyways, I'm not even gonna joke about durability because, like, come on.
It's
Yeah,
bad.
no, I feel like
Come
durability,
on.
it's the same with strength.
Now, I think where there is some discussion to be had is speed. Because
I will say this. If you want to buy the immeasurable stuff, the immeasurable side for Sonic, I will say that Eggman will most likely take speed. I do believe personally that there are that immeasurable speeds for like the Mario series are a thing, but many people are going to be iffy with that. But I personally believe it because I did bring it up in my power scaling Mario video, which totally check out. It was really good. I really enjoyed myself making that video.
yeah, dude, check it out. It was actually
But
pretty cool.
I'm generally speaking, I'm going to say that Eggman will most likely be given speed,
It's just
unless we're going by what the Death Battle costs have brought up. Now, granted, the costs are less serious, so take it with a grain of salt. But looking at the last two Mario and Sonic costs they had, that being Peach versus Barbie and
I think it was Bowser versus Eggman.
no, it was Peach versus Barbie and then Metal Sonic versus Cell.
Oh yeah.
They put Metal Sonic at around like 46 quadrillion times faster than light. And then they put Peach at over a quintillion times faster than light, which is a 21 times speed difference.
You know, it.
Whoa.
But
Like-
again, take it with a grain of salt, because the costs are meant to be less serious. They are not meant to be super serious.
I do think the safer option would be to say that Eggman is faster.
Eggman, yeah, no.
It's just the thing is, I could definitely see Death Battle putting Bowser as faster. I could definitely see them pulling out some, like, random calc that, like, supports the speed in the Mario universe.
Well, there are like tons of massively faster than light speed feats for Mario, mostly from Galaxy, because obviously.
Yeah.
But like, just generally speaking, Mario is consistently on the MFTL plus scale.
I just think I'm gonna say that, in my opinion, I think Eggman is probably faster, because no matter what Bowser, if Bowser is actually faster or not, Eggman's machines are pretty built to get around
to fight
speed.
Sonic, yeah.
Fight Sonic, get around speed specifically. So, no matter if Bowser is faster, I think
not to mention that Eggman
the way
is usually...
Eggman's machines are built are going to be able to even that out.
Not to mention, Eggman is usually the one piloting the mechs, which means he has to he has to react to that stuff as well.
Like it travels.
So Eggman's reaction speed is going to be
reaction speeds from someone that's constantly fighting Sonic the Hedgehog. I feel like probably would give
Eggman is going to get the speed edge, yeah.
Yeah, I think I can't say for sure who's going to be given the speed edge in the episode given the recent casts. But I was gonna say Eggman here.
They could just do.
I know we all like to make the joke about like the fake speed feat at the end of Sonic 2 of Eggman outrunning Sonic, but like,
yeah,
genuinely he should get some speed scaling with Sonic considering the amount of times that they've fought.
No, the thing is, Eggman outrunning Sonic, or at least keeping pace with Sonic, is actually kind of consistent.
Yeah.
Because, like, he did it in Lost World, like, when they were running away from the Zeddy, and obviously it doesn't really seem like Sonic was running, like, that fast in that scene, but he was quite literally running for his life, so...
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
And
anyone watching this video, prepare to hear a lot about Lost World, because these two nerds are real big fans of it.
No, I'm a fan of it, but like
kind of an apologist of the 3DS version. What
I will admit, I am an apologist of like the Wii U version of Lost World. I love that game, but I really think that's the only thing you can bring up from Lost World in this thing, because Eggman draining the world's energy. How's Bowser gonna get past that?
He can.
Bowser.
We'll talk more about it when we get to like hacks and stuff, but there is one thing we could talk about with Eggman: his lack of creativity for a short period of time. Because my God, literally, the final boss of Lost World and the final boss of Forces are the exact same as the final boss from Sonic Colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they recycled that boss so much.
I mean,
Lord,
I
Eggman.
like the Boost era, but like if you've played
I'm very happy you have Sage on your side now, because like, good lord. That's another thing we should actually talk about. Their armies. Because their army is obviously going to play a very big factor in this episode.
Are we getting into that now?
I feel like
are we done with the stats?
We've got nothing else to cover in terms of like them themselves outside of hacks. I feel like we should save hacks for Lost.
Let's talk about,
because that's generally the big
for
big
a minute, let's talk about Bowser and Eggman and like how they fight.
Yeah.
Because I think
that's a good idea.
Really important.
I think they're no.
So Eggman's obviously more intelligent, but Bowser has been in the game. He's been doing this since he was a child. Like, Kamek was training him, like, ever since he was born, essentially. So he's obviously got the experience.
He's been fighting the Mario Bros. And kicking ass since he was a little baby turtle.
Also, Cappy just said a swear.
I wouldn't say that specific. I will not say it again, but I wouldn't say that that is that bad of a word.
You better not. I have my button
Which
over
word?
the leak address button.
Which word?
No, please. I said the alternate word for buttocks.
Hey, didn't you get on me for saying that during the, the end of the last recording we did for Joker versus Jordo?
I don't think you said it.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
No, because we were talking
Because I do not
We
remember.
were talking about Adachi versus Kira, and I was describing them, and I used that word, and then Cap got on me for it.
Hypocrite.
Hypocrite. Can neither confirm nor deny that because I do not remember.
Alright, so when it comes to how they fight, like we said, Eggman's smarter, he's probably a better strategist, but Bowser's more experienced. And
Bowser's a
what I
lot more
think is something
experienced,
really
and he's
important,
also...
what I think is a really important distinction to make here is that, like, Eggman, like, he uses his army and his mechs to, like, as, like, protection for him, and, like, he sends them out to, like, fight for him and, like, help him, like, plot out and strategize, like, in the background. Bowser, his army is there to back him up. Like, he's on the front line with them. And, like, obviously, Eggman's not afraid to get, like, down and dirty. He's not afraid to, like, go in guns blazing, literally, but generally, he uses his like, army and his mechs to, like, bide time for, like, the stronger stuff.
Which actually, which leads me into, like, how their personalities are gonna... Because we talked about this a little earlier in, like, the week. Their personalities, I do think, will probably play a little bit of a factor in this fight. Because Bowser, he's kind of a no-nonsense, I'm going to do this is going to be done kind of person. While Eggman is a lot more, for lack of a better term, sadistic.
I would argue they both have massive egos, but I would argue more often than not, Bowser's ego works in service of what he's doing and is more of a motivator.
Meanwhile, Eggman's is a lot more...
Eggman kind of, like, falls victim to his ego more often.
Yeah.
Does, I'd say.
'Cause
like, the big example we want to talk about, I want to talk about, is one that King brought up a while ago. Eggman, when he beat Sonic in Forces... Now, you can argue Forces is bad writing, so it should be considered. Which it is bad writing, but we're going to consider it anyway. When he beat Sonic, he kept him alive and tortured him because he wanted to see he wanted Sonic to see what Eggman was doing to the world. As soon as Bowser got the Dreamstone, this is something that Luke brought up, immediately he was just like, okay, Mario and Luigi, pair it.
No, I just think it's so funny how, like, Eggman wanted Sonic to, like see, just, like, the important distinction, just, like, Eggman wanting Sonic to, like, see, like, how he is, like, destroying his world and, like, ruining it, and, like, the second Bowser gets the means to, he decides to just kill Mario.
Yeah. Just like, I don't like this red plumber boy, so I'm gonna murder him here.
Like, imagine being such a hater. You get like you get an item where you can wish for literally anything. You get unlimited wishes, and you can wish for anything you want in the world, and the first thing you wish for is to kill one specific guy.
Although, I won't
well, this time two specific guys.
The way I see it, at least, I don't think Bowser's really out to kill Mario most of the time in that situation, though.
Yeah.
No, in that situation, which does show that when he wants to, he can be...
I mean, this was in the RPGs, like, and except, I guess Brothership is changing that, but in the RPGs, like, especially, like, the older Mario and Luigi titles, like, he's generally a bit more evil in them. Like, obviously, like, he's a bit more, like... Actually, no, now that I'm, like, remembering it, like, I guess it's just Dream Team, specifically, because he's more
specifically,
goofy.
like, Dream Team, maybe a little bit of Paper Jam, but we don't talk about that
It's, like,
one.
in Dream Team, Galaxy, Yeah, Dream Team and Galaxy are like the
The
big.
first Paper
are,
Mario
like,
game,
the big examples
I'd
of
say
Bowser
he's,
being
like-
like really evil.
Although I'm trying to remember in the beginning, did he know that Mario was still alive, or did he actually think that he killed Mario in Paper Mario?
In Paper Mario, I think.
Yeah, no, like in the first fight where he gets the Star Rod, I remember because I brought again plugging my own stuff here. I brought this up in my Mario power scaling video. He literally uses the Star Rod to blast Mario out of the castle, out of Peach's castle.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
trying to
assume-
remember if he actually knew. I think he definitely knew because like he heard like one of his minions was defeated, but like did he know before that Mario was still alive, or did he assume he was dead?
I'd say no. I'd say he thought Mario was dead and buried. Because didn't Mario actually die, and then like the Star People like brought him back to life?
I don't think so. No, I think he just
I mean, he was
Full
brought
on-
to 0 health.
he was he was like significantly weak. He was weakened. He was like knocked out.
Does 0 health automatically mean like dead?
I mean, in Mario, like obviously it's Nintendo and it's Mario. They're not gonna like kill Mario on screen. It's more so passing out. But I mean, in the Mario and Luigi games, whenever Mario passes out, like you have to use a 1-up to like bring him back like during a battle. So it can kind of be assumed that like he is either close to death or he is dead, and if you win the battle, then like it's, I don't know, you just get brought back to life, I guess. But I don't know. But yeah, Bowser more consistently is generally willing to go for the option that will kill or like incapacitate like his opponent, like with his like hacks or with his abilities. And that's why I think it's so important that Bowser is on the front lines like with his minions, because if like Bowser's forces are whittled down, like that's just like he'll be fine, because that's just less of his army. Like more of his army is gone, but Bowser is still fine. He's still fighting. If the more Eggman's forces gets whittled down, the more dangerous it becomes to Eggman, like by the second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, I know, like some people are gonna say that Eggman is a lot more monster. Like he's not okay. Well, he's
Eggman
a lot.
is more consistently evil.
He's
like,
more
he's,
consistently evil. Yeah. Like genuinely, he wouldn't care for like he doesn't really care for like a lot of like his minions. Like outside of like the big
I mean,
ones
it's
like
not that he
Metal
doesn't
Sonic
care.
and Sage.
It's not that he doesn't care
He's
for
not
his
gonna-
minions. It's just that most of them are like mindless robots.
He knows that if they break, he can just fix them again.
Yeah.
Bowser generally is a lot more caring of his army.
Yeah, Bowser, like
Outside
the
of that
reason-
one example in Sparks of Hope, where he's just like, I want my useless minions back.
Yeah.
Like
He generally
Bowser's
does
just a
care
tough
for his
boss.
army.
But like, that's the way, like they mentioned it in like the preview for Bowser. I think like Bowser's troops, they're loyal for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Bowser's like the nobody bullies my troops but me kind of guy.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he used that line in freaking
but I wouldn't say that
Story.
Eggman. I wouldn't say that Eggman doesn't care for his troops, because like the troops that like.
Well, he's a lot
The
less
troops that like do have like more free will in mind, like Sage, definitely he
And
does
Metal
show
Sonic.
a lot of care
I think
for.
he doesn't care about like the majority of
I
his
mean, would
troops
you
is the
care
thing, 'cause
for-
a lot of them are kind of like mindless fodder.
Would you care for Moto Bugs?
That's what I was
'Cause
literally
I-
just about to say.
I would care for a moto. But
I would care for Moto Bugs. Moto Bugs are adorable.
But like, I feel like just Eggman wouldn't be that distraught if just like a Moto Bug like died. He's not gonna be like mourning that one Moto Bug.
Yeah.
Like if
Egg
Sage,
spawns are-
Although there is one thing I want to talk about, because like it's obvious that Eggman does care for like specific members of his army, like mainly Sage and Metal Sonic. But there's like one scene from IDW that I find like super adorable is when Metal and Eggman reunite. Like Eggman asks
me
Metal if he
about
punched
it.
Sonic in the face.
Yeah, yeah.
And Metal like gives a thumbs up. He's like, "Attaboy, that's so adorable."
Yeah.
I know, bro.
It's so
It's so
cute.
comically evil that I love it.
Eggman's a pretty good dad. Like, I'd argue both of
No,
them are pretty good
he's-
I
dads.
say they're both dads. Yeah, it's like the image. It's the image that Cap sent earlier, basically.
Yeah.
I made that image my wallpaper. I found it too adorable not to do anything with
Whenever
it.
we get more
Yeah.
footage of Bowser versus Eggman, like, that's something on there is going to be my wallpaper.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, so I'm guessing that's a really good transition into actually talking about their armies now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so
All
first,
right. This
let's
is what
talk
I've been
about-
waiting for.
Let's talk about Bowser's forces. Let's talk about what he has.
Let's talk about the Koopa Troop. All right.
Are we gonna nip this one in the bud? Are we gonna bring up the ghost?
Not yet.
I feel let's save Mr. Painting Boy
Yeah.
for like last-ish.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have quite a bit to say about King Boo, because that's honestly been way more debated recently than like Bowser versus Eggman in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's
Just
like no
King
matter how much
Boo.
discussion this matchup gets, it always comes back to King Boo for some reason.
King Boo is so broken. Actually, no, he's not. He's not all that. Oh, actually, no. King Boo's actually pretty busted. Nah. And they just don't even.
King
mention
Boo,
Kamek.
King Boo is the goat. I love King Boo. One of my
me
favorite
personally,
Mario
I
games.
believe, but we're not talking about we're not talking about that right now.
Yeah, let's put Boo aside for now.
Yeah, to put him in the timeout corner.
And then I saw his face.
Yeah, but Bowser's
Now I'm
army,
a
you got
believer.
all the fodder. I'm gonna be so for real. I'm gonna call them fodder. You got the Koopa Troopas, you got the Goombas, you got like
The Hammer Bros.
you got the Hammer Bros. You got
Hang on.
you got like all the ones that are, as Boomstick says, first in and first out.
The red shirts.
Yeah.
Which, to anyone who doesn't understand Star Trek, you probably have a much better life than me.
But
Yeah,
I
watch
do-
Probably
out
actually
for
have
Buzzy
like
Beetles.
friends outside of the internet.
yeah, but yeah, there's fodder. Like Bowser does have some good like environmental spacing, and his army does have a lot of versatility. Like how piranha plants can like essentially pop out like anywhere. Lakitus can control the sky, and like he has Blooper and Cheep Cheeps for like water.
The sea.
I was gonna say like Hammer Bros, Spikes, just throw stuff.
Yeah, I do think that Bowser.
There's
does,
also
like, have a
there are
lot of
also
versatility in
the
his army.
like the there are also the freaking the fire bros, the fire hammer
Oh,
bros.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
can shoot fire and stuff. And then like you got like a lot of like the bosses like Goom Boss and Blooper Blooper, King the Bomb.
Yeah, like those are
Greedy
generally
Piranha.
like probably gonna be heavier hitters compared
In
to.
Caliente, one of my favorite bosses from Mario Galaxy.
Oh, I didn't even
I'm
think
not-
about the
I'm
Galaxy
not
bosses.
gonna lie.
Dude,
If
freaking.
they
Mega
bring
Leg.
up in Caliente, that's gonna be kind of wild.
Now
I'm gonna
just
pop off
imagining.
so hard.
People are. I'm just imagining now like a Supreme versus Mega Leg fight.
Oh, that is, okay. Speaking of,
Are we?
That
sure
is
Mega
something
Leg
I-
is tier?
I don't know.
that is something I want to bring up.
We're talking. Let's keep talking
Are we
about
gonna
Bowser's army
get?
for now.
Will Eggman actually be given like the Titans? Because technically they weren't under his control.
We're gonna talk
I mean,
about,
they
we're
were
gonna
under
talk
Sage,
about that in a
but-
minute. Let's keep talking about Bowser's army
Okay.
for a minute. Then we'll talk about like specifics. Let's list off.
Wait, no, actually, that's a good point. A lot of the bosses in Galaxy are mechs that like Bowser Jr. uses.
Yeah. Like so, there's Bowser Jr.
Like the
obviously.
aforementioned Mega Leg.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say that like Bowser Jr. is like really. Bowser Jr. is complicated because I feel like people are really downplaying him, but I don't think that he's like this hidden like super strong
Yeah,
ultra trump
he's
card
not.
for
He's
Bowser.
not gonna be like the live or die of Bowser's army.
Yeah,
But at the same
that's a
time,
good way of
like I
putting
said,
it.
he's got more going for him than people realize. Like I said, the mechs from Galaxy that he uses, he totally could have access to those.
The
Probably
paintbrush
should have
from
access to
Sunshine, that's also got. I forgot what specifically that can do.
Wonder
They can like
Power.
create stuff from like paint, give life, stuff like that.
Yeah, because I was gonna say all of the like, not piranha plants, but the like paint ink plants or whatever that you fight. Those are all his.
Yeah.
So he could create like monsters.
But yeah. Now, what I don't see enough people talking about is Kamek.
Kamek, yeah.
The more,
That's a good
The
point.
more you look at Kamek, the more that I'd say he is the most busted individual that isn't Bowser on Bowser's army, on Bowser's side.
Keep in mind, there are multiple Magic Koopas,
Yeah.
not just Kamek. So if
Yeah,
one
Kamek
goes
is
down, there's
just
gonna be like 500 more.
And even then, like, Kamek can just, alright, hear me out. He can make clones, he can transmute objects, he can take away objects, steal objects, he can heal himself, make any person on Bowser's army, like, a giant. He can, bring people back from the dead. He has all these hacks. He is essentially the hacks man on Bowser's side.
I was gonna say, I think a lot of people are discounting him because he's like super frail, but he's like the hacks equivalent of a glass cannon.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, so long as he's on the field, he is a threat just because of what he can do to support the rest of the group, or Kamek hacks out a bunch of Eggman's army.
Like, I know we're saying that, like, Eggman's staying
He
back.
can turn other members of Eggman or Bowser's army into Bowser.
Like, if Kamek just stays back, then, like, that's a really good strategy for Bowser's side.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is typically what he does. He's not really... Kamek is a more...
Stand
back
and
empower everyone.
Almost
Well, I mean,
every
actually...
you see of Kamek, he comes out of nowhere to suddenly power up a monster, then runs off again. So that's his whole strategy to begin with, is stay on the backlines until someone needs support.
I mean, Kamek isn't afraid to, like, get down and dirty, like, with, like, Mario. He's fought Mario. Like, one-on-one.
he has.
No, he has fought Mario, but,
And,
like, generally
he's
speaking,
not really,
he's
really
more...
a glass cannon, because he can take a hit. He can take a hit from, like, Mario and stuff. So he's not essentially a glass cannon. But I'd say, yeah, generally, like, Kamek is safer on the backlines.
Comparable to the rest of the army, he's, like, the most glass cannon. Yes.
Pretty much.
Although generally speaking, like we also have to remember that like there's also freaking the Koopalings.
The Koopalings, I don't think people are talking about them at all. And I don't really think they're as strong as Bowser, but they're at least comparable to him in some way, and they all have like their own little hacks, and they all have their own little like ways. So essentially, they're just like there's just like 7 little mini Magic Koopas just also running around.
Yeah, worst case scenario, they can prove to be like an annoyance for the enemy team, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And an annoyance is a distraction. And that's gonna be really good in this context.
Especially with what we said, like in combination with Kamek. If the Koopalings are being distractions, Kamek's not dying. And if Kamek's not dying, Bowser's army is thriving.
And even then, like we said, Kamek can make like an unlimited amount of clones of himself, of others. So like, he could like just straight up send more clones to like fight for him down in like the front lines with Bowser, and then just stay behind and do.
Or he could just turn all of Bowser's troops into Bowser.
That is true. He can in fact do that.
Like, I know a lot of people are gonna bring up, like, oh, what if Eggman uses the Phantom Ruby to, like, summon versions of, like, Shadow and stuff? What if Kamek just creates or turns all of Bowser's army into Bowser?
Alright, I think we're getting a little sidetracked.
Is he?
So,
I know.
I think right now, do you guys want to discuss him real quick, or do you want to move on to Eggman?
I was gonna say, I think now is when we discuss him.
Mr. Painting Boy.
Let's
King
talk
Boo.
about King Boo. This guy
And
has
then I
given
smell
me
his
more
face.
headaches than I could have
Now I'm
possibly
a
imagined.
believer.
I personally believe, and I think like he's generally comparable to Bowser's base stats, so he is a threat in that way. It's just like his abilities, they're like up to interpretation, but I think in general his abilities, like base abilities, are pretty freaking hacksy, and they do provide a massive problem for Eggman.
I think it's funny how just because of what like most people have been matching him up against on Eggman's army, it feels like so many people have been narrowing down and only looking at a little bit of King Boo's arsenal and his like abilities. He's got so much.
It's way more than I like remembered. Like
so much.
To the point where
keep in
I'm
mind,
thinking, like, is King Boo versus Gengar like fair?
Probably not.
Like, I still like that matchup, but like now I'm thinking like, dang, Gengar like actually might be cooked.
Might be cooked. They're like, cause like I do know one feat is like apparently King Boo's like the one responsible for creating the Scare Scraper, which I think is like, if I remember correctly, is stated to be like infinite in size.
But like I think that King Boo, cause like he like obviously he's got all the powers of the Ghost has. He has like possession, he has invisibility, he has intangibility, he has all that.
He can steal anything from Bowser's army or Eggman's army.
And that doesn't just go for King Boo. That stuff that goes for all the Boos.
That's just inherent Boo stuff, yeah.
Yeah. And to be fair, yeah, they can be killed by like sunlight or whatever. And Phantom Ruby, literally like Eggman's big plan, summoned a sun. So I guess that is a problem for Because, like, yeah, it seems like the fight is taking place in the daytime, but given, like, the teaser, it does seem like it's cloudy, so the sun would be blocked, so I'm guessing that's, like... Imagine they just made it cloudy just so King Boo can be there.
Imagine he's the reason Bowser wins. Like, just ignore any other situation where it's not cloudy or nighttime.
Nah, man, it's okay. King Boo will just be able to freaking... King Boo can survive in the day.
I think it would be raw if, like, the fight, like...
Umbrella.
I think it would be raw if, like, the fight started, like, at that time of day, and then, like, by the end, it was, like, nighttime, and it was, like, raining or something.
That actually... That's something I want to talk about later, actually.
Yeah, I think we should talk about, like what we want in the fight.
When it comes to some... very specific form I want to talk about.
Oh boy. Okay.
But for now, let's talk about Eggman's army.
What? No, wait. I think what's something big we have to mention are two things for King Boo that people keep bringing up. One is the paintings, and two is the freaking data manipulation that people keep talking about.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the paintings real quick. Let's talk about the paintings real quick because, like, I feel like that's much more simpler to like talk about. So, what do we think the paintings are? Do we think they're like a separate like pocket dimension, like another dimension or something, or do you think they're like encapsulating like these people and like turning them essentially like transmutating them into paintings?
It's hard to tell because we have seen like paintings can be straight like transportation, like in Mario 64.
But to be fair, that was Bowser made those paintings.
Yeah, no, Bowser did that with like all the freaking power stars.
I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, no, it was in Odyssey as well.
Act as like straight transportation.
Yeah, but that wasn't King Boo's doing.
True.
That wasn't King Boo's paintings. We're talking about like the paintings in like Luigi's Mansion.
Generally, I think that they're. It's kind of it's like. It's a lot like freaking Like, King Boo trapping someone in a painting is probably a lot like him sealing them away.
I was gonna say, it's like, I brought those up because we've kind of seen how paintings work in other ways in the Mario series before. So I get the feeling like King Boo's paintings very well could function as like essentially trapping them in like an enclosed space.
So
Like,
my
essentially a
question is-
prison.
Yeah.
Well, we can get to this so much later. We're just like trying to figure out like what they are right now. We can talk about like specifics later, but what exactly is the context of the code manipulation?
So basically, in Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, EGAD sends you to like different mansions via like this like digitalization thing. I can't remember exactly what it's called. And then in the game, in like before the final boss, what happens is King Boo intentionally tampers with it and brings Luigi straight to him. And like all that gets sent back is the Dark Moon piece that Luigi got back. So Luigi is sent to a completely different place, because of King Boo, because like it legitimately like because normally it's like a green wormhole that like Luigi particles, for lack of a better term, go through, but it turns purple, implying that King Boo is the one tampering with it, and he brings Luigi straight to him.
Okay. Because I'm seeing like a lot of people saying that this like is a huge game changer, and other people saying that it's
small,
not.
minute thing, though.
And some other
like,
people saying that
Yeah,
like,
no.
it's not really that big of a deal because like it's really just
not.
King Boo like intercepting.
Anyone could tamper with stuff like that. That's not like a full. Because people keep bringing it up like, oh, he could totally shut down Metal Sonic in Sage with that, but like.
Best he
no.
could probably do is just stop Sage from sending Bowser's army to cyberspace.
But
Exactly.
even then,
And even then, Bowser does have means to get out of cyberspace or any other dimension that
even then,
Eggman sends him
King
to.
Boo
But we'll get to
already
that
has,
later.
like, King Boo already has like dimensional like warping and like dimension hopping because he does. That's how he gets the mansion there in the first game. Ugh. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
That was the most achoo sneeze I've ever heard.
Yeah, I had to
But yeah,
admit,
it's
I was
like,
fighting that
people
one.
People keep bringing up that ability as if it's such a huge game changer. It's a really minute, small, and hyper-specific ability that would only really come into play in specific context.
I don't
Like,
really think it's worth mentioning. I don't really think it changes
Exactly.
much.
Yeah.
Because, like, people keep bringing up, like, okay, even if he can't do that, he can always just, like, he can, like, stop, like, cyberspace and all that, but, like, he could do that already with, like, his dimension, like, hopping stuff, and, like, he can create, he can, like, Bowser can create, like, separate, like, dimensions as well because of, like, the painting stuff. So...
Bowser literally has the ability to just randomly warp through space and time.
That is
so-
true, he can just do that, never mind. I get, yeah.
He can just. We'll get to that when we get to Hex.
Alright, but I think we spent way too much time talking about Bowser. Let's talk about
Yeah.
Mr. Egggoat.
Mr. Eggman.
Eggru.
He is the
Oh,
Eggman.
you didn't think I had
That's
legs,
what
did
he
ya?
am.
I'm like Gru, except I'm the one before Gru. I'm Eggru. Ooh, got him.
Alright, so
Alright. So, Eggman's army, I feel like his base troops are kinda in the same camp as Bowser's army.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or
He has like the same amount
they're
of
fodder, essentially.
both.
Like, yeah, you'll get a few stuff like the Egg Robos who can, like, pilot stuff that Eggman usually pilots. But outside of that, most of his other stuff is just, like the big ones are, like, Metal Sonic, Sage, Infinite, and...
let's get to him one at a time. Come
Yeah,
on.
let's
Let's get to him one at a time. I know, I'm just
So
looking him
we
down.
did
I'm just
with
looking him
Bowser.
down.
Alright, so, yeah, there are, like...
So, like, you got the Motobugs, I think they're called Caterkillers, are they?
Yeah. Kinda
It's
killer.
just,
Yeah,
like, I think
okay.
they really had to have,
The
like,
Mud
portray
Bombers, all that
the,
stuff.
like, the ones
They're-
that, like,
I-
betrayed
they're-
them. and like would willingly work for them, like rule
Yeah.
specifically because of Eggman. Because yeah, there's obviously like allies Bowser had that like probably wouldn't work for him now, but like
I was gonna
Bowser's
say
the
we brought
one-
up before, like
Bowser's
the
the one that
hard-boiled
betrayed
heavies and
Phantasma.
specifically Heavy King.
Bowser's the one that betrayed Phantasma. Like pretty much, like almost everyone Eggman has worked with, like all the monsters of the week have betrayed him. You got
Yeah.
Heavy King. You
The
got
Zeddy from
You got
the Zeddy from Lost World.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got the Zeddy, Shadow, Knuckles. I saw people mentioning like I saw like people who were reacting to me like, oh, Eggman can get Shadow. You can just call up Shadow.
No, well, okay, he does have shadow
Okay,
androids.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, the Shadow androids. He does have that.
Keep
but-
in mind too, he does also have the Phantom Ruby, and we have seen the Phantom Ruby create like Shadow, Zavik.
Okay, yeah, that is true. But we'll get there.
So,
we'll get there when we
even
get
even
We'll
with
get
some
to
of these-
there when we
even
get
with
to
some of
hacks.
these characters that like he can technically replicate characters even if they wouldn't work with him. Just we haven't seen that apply too widely.
So wait, I think that's a good transition to talking about Infinite. So
Yeah.
do we think that Infinite's actually gonna be in this fight? Because really, his
Oh,
only
definitely.
power is the Phantom Ruby, and Eggman can just have that himself, and he kind of needs that if he wants to do other stuff like Lightman. We'll get to that in a little bit. So do
I
we
mean,
think that
realistically,
Infinite?
realistically, I think he shows up, utilizes the Phantom Ruby, gets taken out, and then Eggman gets it, then gets to utilize.
Remember,
it
there
again.
are multiple Phantom Rubies, but a lot like the ones. I think the one that Infinite had was a prototype. If I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
No, I'm pretty sure the one that Infinite had, like, I never actually played Forces, but I'm pretty sure the one that Infinite had, like, was the full thing. And I think either the one that the Avatar
was.
had or Eggman had, I don't remember, like, who actually had it was a prototype. So,
Yeah, no, I swear, like the ones that Eggman had, because like I think they were all like I swear at one point they mentioned that they were all prototypes, and like they might be like imperfect copies of the actual Phantom Ruby, which appeared in
Mania.
Mania. Yeah.
wait, did Eggman find the Phantom Ruby in Mania? Or did he invent it, like he said in Forces?
No, he found it. He found it in the opening cutscene for Mania. Like you see like a bunch of egg robos like picking up the Phantom Ruby.
I was
And that's when-
because the hard-boiled heavies were literally just egg robos that came into contact with Phantom Ruby,
Yeah. So,
and then essentially got like powered up by it.
So I think that leaves some discussion for the Phantom Ruby specifically, but I guess
Oh, wait, actually, no, that's a good point. I know we were discussing the hard-boiled heavies earlier, but like, theoretically, if the hard-boiled heavies were just egg robos that came into contact with the Phantom
With the Phantom Ruby,
and got
then they
like
can-
powered up, could he not just power up any egg robos in his army and essentially create more of them?
I guess.
I mean, that is kind of similar. That is kind of similar to like Kamek. That is similar to Kamek, like powering up like others. So
That is
I guess
true.
those abilities would counter each other out.
Yeah.
But I don't really know if that's something, because that was a one-time thing, and Eggman's never been shown to like think of doing that himself. It just kind
I
of
was gonna say it's not like it makes too much of a difference since I think the Phantom Ruby creating more like shadows, chaoses, Zaviks, and the like would be more powerful anyway. But
Yeah, why would you want to power up an egg robo when you can literally summon like 15 dark guys?
exactly, yeah.
I think I swear I remember correct. If I remember correctly, they were like the stuff the Phantom Ruby creates is imperfect. It's not like a 1-to-1.
Is it?
Yeah, well, it's like at least in Forces, like during the final battle, you see like one shadow taking out. You see like our shadow
Yeah, no.
taking out just like a whole bunch of other guys, just by moving side to side, kind of showing that he's not really trying.
I mean,
I was gonna say, I guess you could go with the implication that they're like copying SA2 Shadow as opposed to like current as a Forces Shadow. But
That's true. But then that also doesn't really explain Zavok.
I mean, Zavok's just kind of a pushover, to be fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like, if you think about it, Lost World was solved without any, like, Chaos Emerald shenanigans. So Zavok kind of already was, like, a level...
Funnily enough, neither was Forces. Like, the Chaos Emeralds were just complete DLC in that game.
Yeah.
God, that game sucked.
So, yeah, wait,
For real.
that also means that Infinite could only contend with base Sonic. So I guess...
Yeah, no, which,
Infinite
again,
also
isn't...
pushed
No,
over.
So I guess
Infinite is a
doesn't really
massive
matter.
jobber.
But, I mean, he was... No one really talked about him anyway. The main ones that I think we need to talk about are Sage and Metal Sonic.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes!
Alright, so
Alright.
let's talk about Sage. Or, wait, should we talk about Metal or Sage first?
I say
Let's
we go
talk
with
about Metal.
Yeah,
came
let's talk about
first.
Metal. I feel like that
Metal is my boy.
I feel like the more I look into it, the more that, like, Metal is genuinely, like, a huge threat. Because I
Metal's
used
one
to
of those
think, like, he was
characters
just
that
kind of,
either-
like...
depending on how much he's allowed to get off before he's dealt with, he could either be a huge jobber or genuinely one of the greatest threats in Eggman's army.
Yeah. I think, like... Because obviously he's meant to contend with, like, Sonic himself, so that's a big thing. But I really think what's a bigger problem here is his copy ability.
I was
Like-
gonna say the copy ability and Metal Overlord, I think, are the big ones.
Metal Overlord, like, that's kind of just, like, a big thing for Bowser to face. And, like, yeah, it needed Super Sonic to, like, fight, but I mean, Shadow
Well,
did just fight
I mean,
him.
if you want to get technical, it required, like, more than just Super Sonic.
I mean,
Tails
Super
and Knuckles
Sonic,
also had
and
to be
then, like,
powered up for
base
that.
Knuckles and base Tails. So, I guess.
No, Super Tails
I mean-
and Super Knuckles.
It
Well,
was?
it wasn't necessarily.
empowered- they were
Tails
empowered
and
by the
Knuckles,
Chaos
but
Emeralds.
They
Oh, I
were
didn't know that.
empowered by the Chaos Emeralds.
I didn't know that.
Except in Heroes, they got like dinky yellow shields instead of.
Yeah,
how
no,
they
they really
Knuckles.
freaking sucked.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Really wanted, like, a Sonic, Nazo Unleashed moment, where, like, Knuckles and Tails go into their actual super forms and
Metal
and
Sonic
just
is freaking
help Super
cool.
Sonic.
Metal Sonic is cool, bro. And the more I think about it now, like, with all this, like, new stuff, especially with, like, the Cell cast, like, does Metal Sonic, like,
I was gonna say,
beat Zero
like
now?
they buy Universal Metal Overlord, so he genuinely.
I genuinely, I don't know how they came to the conclusion that that Zero beat Metal Sonic. Like, even before the whole, like, genuinely, I am a firm believer of Metal Sonic beating Zero.
I mean, I prefer Zero as, like, a character, but, like, Metal Sonic's pretty cool, too, so... I mean, like, to be fair, though, Metal Sonic doesn't really have a character. He kind of has a character in, like, the IDW comics.
I was gonna say he does have like some snippets here and there that kind of piece together into something. I'd honestly argue pretty cool overall if you look at like the OVA, the IDW comics.
I just really
Honestly,
like his design.
Heroes-
There can be
He gets
only
some stuff
one
in
Sonic.
Heroes.
I really like his design.
Oh yeah.
I love his design. I love Metal. And I really like that little bit of animation we saw of him in the Metal
It
Sonic
looks so
preview.
sick.
Oh, dude!
It's just like I really think I'm a firm believer that like Kamek is to Bowser. I think that Metal is probably the greatest like asset in Eggman's troop
Yeah.
here. Like I think Sage is
I
pretty
think-
dangerous, and we'll talk about her in a minute. But like
I
think,
honestly do agree, and I think in the same way that, like, as long as Kamek is out there, he's a huge threat. I think Metal Sonic being out there and not being dealt with gives him momentum, and the more momentum he gets in there, the more he can snowball into something like. Really
yeah, because I really feel like if for Metal Sonic not to be as big of a threat, he has to be dealt with like immediately, and that just gives Eggman more
Exactly.
time. That gives
Because
Eggman more
otherwise,
time.
the more he's copying like bio data from everyone, and the more he's like powering up.
Yeah, the more he's
Question.
out there, the more of a threat he becomes. But to be fair
Question:
though,
how does Metal, like, how does he get to Metal Overlord? Like, I know he has to go to Neo Metal first, but if I'm trying to remember, how does he become Metal
He
Overlord?
needs the
Is it just
Chaos
like another
Emeralds.
transformation,
He needs
or
the Chaos Emeralds, and he needs enough bio
If
data.
I remember correctly, he ends up just copying enough bio data, and then
Okay.
ends up like transforming into it at the
And
end
would
of
you look at
Heroes.
that? All he has to do is just literally take a look. Well, I mean, he has to see, like, abilities, like...
I was gonna say, every boss in Heroes
Yeah.
up till the end is essentially just testing each of the teams so that he can gather the bio data. So I think it does have to be gathered through the course of an actual fight.
Yeah, so we
But
can't
once
just
he
look
gets
at
that
Bowser's
data-
army and just go, done. Rah!
Yeah, but at the same time, the longer he's out there fighting, if he's not taken out, the more he's growing.
And you know, like,
Okay.
you know he's gonna be there for a while. So I really think,
Obviously.
like, he's gonna snowball into something dangerous. But, like, not even with copying, but, like, he can't copy, like, stats, can he?
I don't think so. No.
So my question
I think
is,
he can
would he
he
be
can only
able,
copy abilities.
would he be able to copy, like, something from Kamek? Because that comes from the magic wand, technically.
I
Not sure.
don't think so. No.
I mean, Shadow, like, Chaos Control, he's copied that. That is technically something Shadow had to learn. It wasn't, like, an innate ability. So maybe?
Maybe, but then again, like, the only time Metal, like, uses Chaos Control is in, like, Metal Overlord, which...
I really feel like the time stop and, like, the...
But then again, like, a
Chaos
lot,
Control
like
stuff.
we'll get to like hacks and stuff, but Bowser does like resist time manipulation and time stopping. So
Oh,
he
yeah.
explicitly
I know
resists time stopping?
We just brought this up too. I do want to mention the specific way he transformed from Neo into Metal Madness was straight up by using like debris from the Final Fortress. So it's there's a good chance if Metal isn't one of the first ones taken out in an Eggman's army, any scrap from any destroyed robots, Metal could actually use to transform. So
That would be a sick transformation.
Again,
like, using... Like,
again,
imagine,
it's
like...
one of those things where if Metal's not taken care of fast enough, he snowballs into a huge threat.
Yeah. So, yeah, I
does
think...
he have resistance to like transmutation or something?
Like, what kind of transmutation?
Really sure.
Because I do know that the like not only like Bowser and Kamek both have like the ability to turn things into like stone and stuff like that.
I mean, I think he might be able to resist, like, the stone and brick manipulation. What I don't think he would be able to
Brick
resist is, like,
manipulation.
is Kamek, like, turning him into, like, a Goomba or something. Because it's not that, like, he's transforming him into a Goomba. He's turning him into a different being altogether. It's like,
In that case,
imagine-
it's like
it's like literally
not
switching
exactly.
bodies.
In that case, I guess that like he's not like, even if he goes like Metal Overlord or Metal Madness, then there is still some way to still like be able to beat him, so he's not completely unbeatable.
Well, I mean, I think Bowser could honestly, like, handle Metal Overlord, especially in, like, his super forms.
I'm just imagining. Oh my god, if we get a like Fury Bowser versus Metal Overlord, I will.
I was gonna say Fury Bowser
Oh,
with Metal
dude.
Lord, and then we transition into Dreamy Bowser versus Lightman.
Oh, please.
That would
Oh.
be sick. That
That
would
will
be sick, bro.
give me. Because, dude, like, we'll talk about this when we get to hacks. I keep saying, but like Fury Bowser, one of my favorite transformations for any character.
say,
Like,
Wait,
it is
guys,
so
probably
cool.
guys,
on
we're not
this page
considering.
now.
Guys, we're not considering. Like, Metal Sonic's so busted. Like, what if just, like, Metal Sonic wins?
That's a good point.
Like, what if he just kills Eggman?
What if he kills Bowser and then decides, oh yeah, no, I'm way too powerful now. Bye, Eggman.
No, I'm just imagining like he kills Bowser and Eggman's like, yes, I am the winner. Why are you looking at me?
the
Why are
scene
you
from
looking at me like
Megamind.
that? Why are you?
Yes, Metal, you've saved me.
Oh, I wouldn't say saved,
Well,
Doctor.
I wouldn't say saved.
More like under new management.
That would be so. Wait, guys. Actually, never mind. I think now that I look at it, I really think Ganondorf has this.
That's true. Yes, Bowser versus Eggman. Or should I say, Metal Sonic versus Ganon.
Who's stronger? Guys, who's stronger, Bowser or Eggman? The answer, Ganon. Who's faster? Ganon. Who has no holy weapons? Bowser and Eggman. The winner is Ganon.
That's true. That's so true.
No, it's just like the Megamind meme. No holy weapons?
No holy weapons.
I think we should move on to Sage now.
Oh,
yeah, let's talk about Sage. Let's talk about Sage.
Yeah, let's talk about Sage. Like,
What-
I don't think as big of a threat as Metal Sonic.
What
especially,
can she do?
Especially
I was
since
gonna say, this might be a bit of a jump kind of into the deep end with Sage already. I just wanted to pose the question, do we think that Sage could theoretically control all of the Titans at once?
all of the
Like,
Titans
we know she
have-
directly controls the Supreme, but she more so influences the rest. Do we think she could control the Supreme while, like, influencing the rest of the Titans? kind of
That's
her own
a
army.
good point. I feel like
I don't see
Theoretically,
why
if
not.
possible, she could end up just being her own army.
I don't see why not, but I really think
the problem
in the
with
animation,
Sage
they're just gonna give her
is-
Supreme, because that's really the only one she does need.
yeah.
Because
And considering Supreme is, well, Supreme, it's like legitimately it's the best Titan out of all of them. I'd just say that the only one, like, if they are gonna give her the Titans, which I feel like they should at least give her Supreme.
I was gonna
like,
say,
all the others,
especially
I
because, like, if we're going by Final Horizons, Supreme itself, while controlled by the End, was it enough that, like, Supersonic alone couldn't handle it?
To be fair, that was when it was being controlled by the End, and the End is a whole other can of worms.
That's true.
I mean,
But
yeah, but I think
I'm more so mean
So I
to
don't
say,
think you could I don't think you could say that Sage can scale to Supreme.
if you look
Fighting,
into it
being
without
controlled by the
using-
End.
it was less that I think Sage scales to the, like, End Supreme specifically, and more so that I think, like, Sage controlling Supreme should at least be relative to, like, regular Supersonic at the very least in Frontiers.
Now, I feel like we're getting with like all this power and stuff into Eggman, I really think it's important that we like address like the huge elephant in the room when it comes to like the cast. Because Leon stated that Solaris and the Time Eater, which we haven't even gotten to yet, were universal. And like that's the peak they were put at in the cast.
Then again, you have to remember that, and they did also put Wario at Universal in Wario versus DDD,
Yeah.
which I just find funny that they'll put a Mario character in Universal, and then they have like one, and then they won't even put Shadow at Universal.
That is
I
funny.
was gonna
actually,
say, didn't that episode come out after Thanos versus Darkseid?
Yeah.
And it was like
That is affirmative.
It was the first.
It was the
episode where
first time they actually
actively
mentioned a multiversal character, and it was
genuinely
DDD.
addressed- Yeah, so we got like the first multiversal character in DDD addressed before like any other character could, including Thanos and Darkseid.
That is
So it's kind of funny that the
is
most, like, up
genuinely
until that
hilarious.
point, the most powerful character in Death Battle wasn't Thanos or Darkseid, it was DDD.
Technically, the most powerful character from Season 3 was Bowser, because he was the one that he was put at solar system level. But you know, no holy weapons.
I mean, are we including Chuck Norris and Sagata Sancho?
That's a good point.
I think they're non-factors at this point, because like, who even knows?
Honestly, I am still like a firm believer of Chuck Norris and Segata being the strongest characters Death Battle's ever used.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
They say that under Chuck Norris's beard is a third fist.
Sage herself can't really do much, considering that like all of Bowser's army is like biological. But I think Supreme and like some of the other Titans will definitely pose. Like,
I was gonna say,
yeah,
definitely the most use she's gonna get is piloting the Supreme.
She also can apparently pilot like Eggman's army like on her own and make like a bunch of calculations like in her head, like apparently millions of calculations, like
Oh yeah, that's
in
true.
a few seconds.
yeah, no, she can. The
So-
only reason she didn't like factor in like certain variables in Sonic Frontiers is because she assumed that like Sonic was always going to die, and
Yeah.
when he didn't, she was like, okay, we have a hope. Let's do this.
Yeah, new
So
variables.
she is given like all the
Sonic the
variables. I can
Hedgehog.
see her.
New variable.
I can
Sonic
see
the
her
Hedgehog
like
is still
like
alive.
like. I can see her like coming up with a plan that would like be able to take out a vast majority of Bowser's army.
A variable introduced. Why won't you die?
Father, I really think this turtle man is kind of hard to kill. What do we do? But, yeah, that's Sage, really. So, how can Sage be defeated, then?
I mean,
She can be like in at least in like the base game for Sonic Frontiers.
yeah.
If she she does have a physical body.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the explosion that takes out the end in, like, the base ending of Frontiers does straight up kill her. It's just that Eggman kind of, like, recreates her and reboots her back at his place after.
But can he do that, like, in the middle of the fight?
I was gonna say, probably
Unless
not.
Bowser's like
He
full on
needed his
pressuring
supercomputer
him.
for it.
That's true.
And I don't think he has
that's
one of those on the
assuming-
fly.
That's assuming he like the guy with a 300 IQ doesn't have a supercomputer on him at all times.
A supercomputer,
Well,
like, backups,
that's
but
the
I really
thing, though.
think...
Would he have enough time to be able to pull that off, though? Like,
I mean, like,
That's the thing. I
the
don't
thing
think
is,
he will if
if
Bowser's gonna
Eggman- if, like-
putting on the pressure.
if a person like an Eggman's army dies and like there is a way to bring him back, that's gonna require like some preparation and planning. And if someone on Bowser's army dies, that's important. Literally, Kamek just holds up his wand
Brings it back.
and they're back alive, and
Yeah.
like twice as strong.
Yeah. So if Bowser does like, or if anyone takes out Sage, then really the only big one is Metal Sonic.
well, I was gonna say,
Aside from Eggman
there is
himself,
a
and
third.
Infinite.
There is a third, which is another one that we really have to talk about. The freaking Generation
The
Boy
Eye Eater,
himself, the
yeah.
one that nobody freaking shuts up about. The Eater of Time.
Are we just assuming that's another member of his army, or
I'm pretty
is it
sure
not
they're gonna
from
include
that?
him. From the rules stated, yeah, it doesn't. He does seem like he would in fact be included. It's just like, I don't care.
I mean, it's like,
I don't
I've
care
always
if Eggman
assumed,
wins.
I always assumed that the Time Eater was like another mech of Eggman's and not
No,
a full-on member of his
he
army.
discovered-
No, it's implied he was discovered.
Yeah, he
just
discovered.
Eggman had to pilot it to control it, basically. I think.
Oh, okay.
So, in the terms of the fight, he should reasonably be able to
I was
excuse
gonna
me.
say even if we're going to say the time eater wouldn't naturally obey Eggman, we've also specified before that like egg robos have been able to like pilot different mechs from Eggman themselves. So who's to say worst case scenario we don't get a time eater that's like piloted by an egg robo?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's weird.
And also, Eggman could technically, like, control it before Classic Eggman was controlling it with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's like
It's
that's really weird.
It's just that I freaking hate this guy. I genuinely hate this guy. I think he's a cool villain. He's got a cool design. He's a cool monster. It's just when it comes to versus debating, I loathe this monstrosity here. Like, you
That
cause
effing
me
time eater
so
that I
much
hate.
headaches.
What
The
if
time meter was
eater acts
removed
as
off of Eggman's. The time meter was removed off of Eggman's page on the wiki,
Oh.
or on the
Oh.
Eggman's Empire. On the Eggman, they also removed the Titans.
Oh.
But I do think that it's just because they don't know if the time meter will be included, which I think it should be included.
I think it should be
Yeah.
included. Just, I don't care if Eggman wins. I need to see the Time Eater die.
Either
I'm
lose.
so tired. I'm so
would we argue
sick.
the time eater? Would
I'm
we
so
argue
sick.
The time eater is like Eggman's equivalent to the Sun Disk in this situation?
Yeah. I need to see, like, this thing go down. Because, like, I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. Because, like, every single time someone was talking about Bowser versus Eggman, like, you brought up all this stuff for Bowser, and then people just say, well, Eggman has Time Eater.
I was gonna say, I know people naturally came to the matchup of, like, King Boo versus Metal Sonic, just because of the theoretical ways that those two could counter each other, which is, I think is really just King Boo countering Metal Sonic.
King Boo be Ghost, so Metal Sonic can't copy.
I'd argue the actual, like, equivalent of King Boo in Bowser's Army is the time. Because it's the one people keep bringing up. Anytime something relevant comes up for one character, it's either King Boo shuts that down, or, but the Time Eater.
Yeah. So, what's the Time Eater's deal? Because I hear so many, like, mixed opinions, mixed answers when it comes to this thing right here. So, what exactly...
Well, it eats time.
Wait, did they mention the Time Eater in, like, the Bowser vs. Eggman cast? Because I'm pretty sure they did, didn't they?
I think they did.
It has admittedly been a while since I played Generations, but from what I can remember, essentially what the Time Eater does is it just sucks all of Sonic's friends into essentially like a timeless space.
Which, okay,
Where
I just want to say
like-
before you continue, I just want to say, if anyone uses the fucking timeless space as a way to justify, like, the base Sonic has infinite speed, I will come to your house and I will freaking break your knees, because that is not how speed works.
I was gonna say,
Sorry.
basically, he sucks all of Sonic's friends into a timeless space that kind of ends up shaping itself around, like, Sonic's memories and the timeline or whatever. But it essentially freezes them in said timeless space, where the only reason they're able to break out is because Sonic, I guess, like, speeding through those areas ends up kind of bringing life to them. And, like, unfreezing them in time. Which, I will say, kind of ties into what Cap was saying, though, where the argument of, like, if that gives Sonic immeasurable speed.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. That is not how timeless voids work. Believe me, I tried to justify it, but that is not how it works.
Because I was gonna say, I think those arguments come from, like, it breaks the speed formula.
Yeah, no, it, like, legitimately, if there is no time, then your speed does not exist.
Yeah.
But
it's not like you're moving so fast that you can move an infinite distance in a finite amount of time.
I think it's different from moving, like in a it's like different from moving like in stop time, because like you're you moving through time and then time stops but you're still moving, then
Yeah.
that's infinite speed. But if you're brought to a place where time is
The time
not
itself
passing,
just does not exist.
If
It's like what we were saying
Yeah.
before about if you're moving in an infinite space but you take 5 steps, that doesn't mean you moved in infinite space yourself. You still moved just 5 steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to actually move through the entirety of that infinite space in order to qualify for, like, you know, infinite speed at that point.
Like reach the
Or,
end
like-
of it through speed alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Not by
it's
like
the
some
same thing-
teleportation
it's the same
hacks
thing
or
with
anything like
this.
that.
infinite
It's
speed is something
moving
that
in
cannot
a place
exist.
without it's moving in a space without time does not automatically give you infinite speed.
Yeah.
Or like immeasurable speed, I should say.
But so what was the Time Eater like gonna do, like, that wasn't just sucking people up into that timeless zone?
Essentially, if I remember correctly, it was going to destroy, like, the entire timeline and just make it again in Eggman's own image, if I remember correctly. I haven't finished
was it gonna
Generations
destroy-
in, like, a long time, so...
Was it gonna
I
destroy
think
all
it's I
timelines?
think it's left pretty vague too, because we don't really get to see what it does because it's defeated by the Sonics.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
It
Like,
just
during Generations,
it just kind of the thing with the time eaters that in the game in Generations is like you play the game, it's a lot of fun. This big thing comes by, it just reminds you, hey, I exist. Then you continue playing the game for however many more levels, and then it comes back. It's like, hi, I exist again, and it just keeps going, so on and so forth until you get to the end of the game.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
It does
we know,
pretty much
we
nothing.
know to an extent what it does to Sonic's friends, and then you have a fight with it at the end
This
of
is
the game.
This is
We
why
don't
it
know.
just gives me such a headache, because it does
I was
nothing.
gonna say, wild comparison. The Time Eater is Gold Experience Requiem for Eggman, essentially. It's the super vague thing that comes in at the very end for 5 minutes that people, like, fan fiction stuff in their head about to say, look, it's all powerful. It's so incredibly powerful. It'll destroy everything. Like,
It's just like it. I really think the Time Eater is very similar to like that regard, like with the Dreamstone,
like-
which also
it
does
works
kind of
like
give
this
me a
because
headache.
I think it does.
But with the difference between the Time Eater and the Dreamstone for me is that, like, the Dreamstone, it had set rules and it was a thing throughout the entire game. The Time Eater, it's so vague as to like what it does and what
Yeah.
it is.
Like I said, like with Gold Experience Requiem, it's vague enough to where people essentially have to fan fiction out how it works and make assumptions. Well, they don't say it doesn't work like this, so I assume it works like this.
I saw an argument for like against Bowser that says like, oh, you could just wish it, like he could just wish Eggman away with like the Dreamstone. We'll get to hacks in a minute. And then someone said like, well, actually, he's never done that, because when in the boss fight, he like summoned troops and he just like did all this other stuff, but he didn't erase Mario from existence. And like that, my argument against that was Nintendo wanted to make a fun game.
Yeah.
Also, he legitimately, like, he was gonna
Yeah,
try and erase Mario
yeah,
and Luigi.
and also, yeah, he was.
And then the
literally
Dreamstone
going
was
to.
destroyed.
But let's not get into that right now. So Time
Yeah.
Eater, is it as big as a deal as people are painting it out to be?
Like I said, if we're saying it's Eggman's GER, look where that got Giorno.
I mean,
Literally
yeah.
his only advantage in the fight
But
as GER.
that was legitimately a big problem for Joker, and that's like on top of like Metal Sonic and like Sage and like all of Eggman's other Max and MacGuffins.
I would also like to note, ironically enough, we know more about how GER works than we do about how the Time Eater works. So, and the whole thing about GER is we don't know how it works. So
It's so vague.
Gosh, bro, like I swear,
for all we know,
I swear,
the Time Eater could be
The
some
next
outer
time-
versal being
the
that
next time,
deletes timelines
genuinely-
entirely with just a thought.
The next
We'll
time
never know
genuinely
that.
better be Among Us versus Fall Guys, because yeah, Doomsday versus SCP-682 would be sick, but like I cannot take another like a so vague matchup. I cannot take another 3 weeks of like all this speculation and like just of how something works and not who wins.
The funny thing about Doomsday versus 682 is that a vast majority, like you'll get like a few people who really like a Doomsday who want to say, "Oh no, Doomsday could totally win," but like really, it doesn't.
No, it's 682 like
682 just
stomps.
dogs what? Like I'm pretty sure, like if you put 682 in the DC universe, he would just destroy everything.
I was gonna
Like,
say,
like everything is just gone.
isn't it theoretically just an infinite battle where eventually 682 comes to completely resist anything that Doomsday can do,
No,
while
you
it
wanna know
just
the funny
finds more
thing?
and more ways to kill Doomsday?
Do you want to know the funny thing about the matchup? It's like, I think the most likely way for the battle to end is for them to keep fighting for infinity until they reach the end of time, where Superman or someone sent Doomsday to the end of time and he just got like completely eradicated by like some guy. So they could just keep fighting
okay.
until the end of time, until they reach that point, and then like the guy sees Doomsday and he's just like, be gone. He does the same thing to 682, but like
Just doesn't
every other
work.
instance of
682
being
just doesn't die.
No, he just spawns. He just spawns back immediately, and it just calls him pathetic and walks away.
Yeah. 'Cause
But
honestly, 682 is the most like playground child fan fiction entity I have ever seen.
I need the next time genuinely to be Among Us versus Fall Guys.
Among Us versus Fall Guy.
I
Yeah,
need it
no,
to
I'm
be
I'm
It
with
must be
you.
the most
I need
like
something
chill,
stupid.
fun, silly debate possible.
I need
after
something
this.
genuinely stupid to look forward to, dude.
For real. Give us Popeye versus Saitama too.
For real, I'd take that because like I really like Saitama and I really like Popeye, so like
Yeah.
I'd take that.
Alright, is it time to talk about their hacks finally?
Unless the next time is Tom versus Wily, I'll take that. Alright.
Yeah, we know you'll take that.
I mean, wasn't it said that it's not a Tournament of Champions matchup?
Yeah, no.
Whatever.
Why
So,
would it be
anyways. Alright. I think we should probably get into hacks now, because this recording has been going on for like an hour and a half.
I would have said like, oh, and Arsenal, but like essentially the same thing with
It's
these two.
same thing.
Hacks
as
and
hacks.
Arsenal is same thing, yeah.
Hacks.
Because it's less innate abilities they have, and more so this MacGuffin allows me to hacks you.
Alright, yeah. So, I think we should, first thing, let's touch upon the Phantom Ruby. Because I really think
I was
that's
gonna say,
probably
yeah.
Eggman's biggest hacks machine, because every single, like, big thing people are talking about, most of them are, like, because of the Phantom Ruby. So let's talk about that for a sec. Alright, so,
Where do we start?
that's literally what I was
Alright,
trying to think
Phantom
about.
Ruby! Phantom Ruby! This thing is
Okay,
a
so,
pain
you know what?
in the bottom.
Let's go chronologically here. Let's start with what it does in Mania.
Yeah.
Time-space manipulation, shifting, BFR, like this thing can just
It can-
warp you through space and time as if you were Bowser. We're gonna get to that eventually, but I'm gonna keep referencing it.
It's such a like.
Oh no, that
really-
is like one of my favorite images ever. It's so stupid.
So
Are
good.
Death Battle like actually gonna like consider that though?
Please do.
Genuinely, probably.
I hope
Honestly,
they do.
I want them to get as stupid with this as possible.
Low-key, like, have Eggman's like arguments be really serious, and then like Bowser's arguments just be like really dumb.
I was gonna say it's like what I've been saying about this matchup the whole time is just Eggman gets the serious stuff. Bowser just gets the random silly like out of
The super
nowhere
duper
stuff.
goofy woofy.
Yeah.
Like the freaking Wonder Flower. We'll get to that. Oh my boy,
We'll
I
get to
have
that
a
in
lot to say about that.
minute. Goodness
I was
gracious,
gonna
we'll get
say,
to that in a
would we
minute.
consider that like the direct equivalent to the Phantom Ruby?
I'd honestly argue that the Dreamstone is a direct equivalent to Phantom
Okay,
Ruby.
yeah.
Because
Fair
Yeah.
both can create essentially infinite like copies of like all their armies. They both like need to they both are like are powered by like another source, not another source, but they both have like had to be powered up, I believed. So they're both not infinite, I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure both do have limits. It's just not specified what those limits are, and those limits could very well be like so far out that they really don't even matter.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, they both I'd assume that the Dreamstone can create like illusions. Can it?
Yeah, no, it like creates yeah, no, it can create illusions, and they like can mimic the abilities of like the illusions there, or like the beings there.
I think
Copy.
I think
So like
that
Metal Sonic,
Dreamstone-
Zava, Chaos, and Shadow.
The Dreamstone operates on a higher scale, but like the Phantom Ruby operates at a much quicker rate. That's the thing that I'm trying to figure out. Cause like Eggman with the Phantom Ruby, theoretically there's no like downtime he has to have to just like go like, oh, I want 1 trillion gazillion billion Gokus on my side. And
But
I'm pretty sure like wishing with the Dreamstone takes like some time to like manifest.
well, to be fair, Bowser has like more than one way to summon an infinite army, which
Yeah.
we'll talk about.
And also there's the Star Rod, which Bowser can just say, I want 1 trillion billion gazillion Supermans with the Star Rod.
You give me 1 billion lions to lion ladder up to Eggman and slap him.
Oh my god!
Build a lion ladder up to the Eggmobile.
Go slap
Now I have,
Bald
like, the
McNose
mental
hair and
image-
stupid bald head.
The mental image of Bowser climbing up a lion ladder is hilarious to me.
Dreamstone. Dreamstone, summon
I'm
me.
invincible now.
Summon me 1 billion
Behold
lions
the
and
lion
make them
ladder!
Summon me 1 million lions and make them go bite off Eggman's balls.
With the power of 1 billion lions, your time is now.
So you
But,
vanish!
But typically speaking, I think the Phantom Ruby, it can create like it can create illusions, and those illusions can mimic the abilities of what they're creating.
Yeah.
And then it can also like send like other beings to null space, which seems deadly at first, but Bowser has like multiple ways of just not like negating BFR.
Yeah.
One of which is the return pipe from Super Paper Mario, because they are including stuff from Paper Mario.
I was gonna say,
I mean-
even if they didn't have any, even if we're going to assume that Bowser and his entire army didn't have a single like anti-BFR technique on them, Sonic and the Avatar did escape it by just pure speed. So
But like, I don't know if it was necessarily speed. Like, can they just overpower it?
Probably.
honestly, it's possible, yeah.
Also, King, I should take a drink every single time you say, I was gonna say.
Anyone at home, don't do that. You will be dead in like the first 5 minutes.
Please. Do not create drinking games out of our verbal habits, please.
Every
Exactly.
single time Capsirus swears in our Omni-Doc reaction, drink.
No,
I
don't.
dare
You will die.
dare
You will
you.
die.
You will die.
Say goodbye to your liver.
You will
In
die.
comparison, so Eggman, really the only thing like the Phantom Ruby could do to Bowser's forces that actually makes any sort of impact is by Eggman turning into Lightman.
I was
Which
gonna. Oh, okay. I'm not saying that.
Drinking. All right, take a sip.
Genuinely,
Which,
genuinely, I did want to kind of go into that now, like transitioning from that into Lightman, because
All right,
I'm not
so
actually,
Lightman, it is
I'm
comparable.
not actually all too
to
familiar with
Supersonic.
Lightman, so I know you two are gonna be able to teach me some stuff today.
I know a little bit about Lightman. So from what I've heard, he was just kind of like there for a little bit, but like he's definitely a lot more concrete than frickin' Time Eater. So from what I hear, he contended with Supersonic. Like he was like pretty equal.
his powers are they're like directly comparable to those of Supersonic.
So, but was he comparable like in stats?
Were they throwing hands?
I'm pretty sure they were.
I don't think were they throwing hands?
I never read this.
This is what happens when you use something that has one appearance from a freaking comic that barely anybody has read.
I mean, it's still an important thing to talk about.
I know, but still,
like,
it is.
He did have the powers of like the Phantom Ruby, and this is why I think the Phantom Ruby and the Dreamstone are pretty comparable. Because like they're both they both
I have heard.
Yeah, no, okay. So in the art, it shows Supersonic and Lightman going up against each other. So I would say that in terms of stats, they are comparable.
It's
And,
just
the one thing I have heard about Lightman is that he essentially managed to infinite Tsukuyomi the whole planet with illusions.
yeah, he could turn like buildings, like he turned like a bunch of buildings like all into perfect chaoses.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, on the wiki page, on the Sonic wiki page, his weakness is, and I quote, "Due to his creations lacking the heart and desire the originals had, Super Eggman's creations can easily be defeated by a strong desire and heart."
Now, my question with
Guess
that
who
is
has
obviously
a strong desire and heart?
I mean,
And
yeah,
by heart,
obviously,
I mean 8.
obviously Bowser is extremely persistent and he does have a lot of heart in what he does. But my question is, was that more so talking about like Sonic just being like a really big force of good and like positive chaos energy?
Well, if it is, here's the
What
here's
about
the
Bowser
thing.
Jr.?
Here's the thing.
What
do we know
how
in
funny
the
would
Mario?
it be if for all that we're like all the flack we give Bowser Jr. comparatively to the rest of Bowser's army, what if Bowser Jr. is Eggman's biggest counter to Lightman?
You could make a case for that. I'm about to like I'm gonna like blaze Bowser Jr. just a little bit in a minute.
Say blaze or glaze?
Glaze. I'm gonna glaze him.
I was gonna say,
But
Okay, good.
one thing,
I was
but the
about
thing
to
I
say,
want to talk about,
please
the
don't
thing I want to
tear
talk
him
about,
apart.
please don't bully him,
the
bro.
thing I want to talk about. So, his creations can be easily defeated by a strong desire and heart. What in the Mario world do we know allows the user to have a quote-unquote strong desire and heart?
He gets the pure hearts.
Get the
I was
pure
gonna
heart.
say, yeah, we
That
know
is like a perfect counter to Lightman.
That is
And
like
here's the thing:
legit
that's
the
not
perfect
the only
counter.
counter he has, because assuming that like Super Eggman has invincibility, which he does because his powers are comparable to Supersonic's. What do you want to know what Bowser has that can like completely just negate invincibility?
The Star Rod?
No, Fury Bowser. Because Fury Bowser's black
Oh.
paint can just like negate invincibility.
That's true.
That is true. I'm just wondering if like I really hope that Death Battle is like really looking this deep into the match. To, like the match.
All right, so Cat, what does Meowser counter?
Meowser looks adorable.
Imagine we don't get like Fury or like Dreamy Bowser and we instead just get Meows.
We just get Meowser.
It's like,
Just imagining freaking like and then like he Bowser gets like turns into Meowser and he just like does like the whole like Puss in Boots cat thing and like all of Eggman's troops are just like aww.
I don't know. Have you seen Meowser?
Yeah,
I
he's
don't know
kind
if
of
Bowser looks
Something cute.
adorable. What the hell are you talking about?
kind of disgusting. I'm not gonna lie, Cap.
That thing's like, you know how there's some cats that are like cute only because they're really ugly.
Yeah,
That's Meowser.
That's Meowser.
bro, should
Meowser is
not.
Grubby Cat.
Oh gosh, bro. So.
Okay, so I take it most of Eggman's hacks are the Phantom Ruby. So
Yeah,
we don't have
Phantom
much
Ruby is
left
probably
to
going to be the
cover.
biggest. Now, the thing is, this is what I want to say, because, like, I do think that in general, the Phantom Ruby is probably going to be a bit trickier than, like, say, the Dreamstone. But, like, when you really look at it, the Dreamstone isn't really that big compared to, like, Bowser's other ways of hacking. And even then, if you destroy the Dreamstone, what does
Bowser
Bowser
can
do?
just inhale.
Bowser eats it, becomes Dreamy Bowser.
Yeah.
What if
If you
what if
destroy
during
the
the
Phantom
fight,
Ruby, that thing is done for. And what is on front and center, what is on the middle of Eggman's chest when he's in Lightman?
the Phantom Ruby?
The Phantom Ruby.
What I will say is, worst case scenario for Eggman, if the Phantom Ruby breaks, what happens if Bowser inhales it?
That would be
Oh,
so
God.
sick. That would honestly be so sick. I hope they do that. They're
They
not
won't.
going to. They're not going to. But,
But
like,
I
Cap,
will.
Cap, you need to get on that, bro. Cap, you actually need to get on that. Like,
Please,
freaking
Cap.
Phantom Bowser. That is a sick idea, bro.
Oh my god, that's so cool. Copyrighted 2024. Stick 'em up, boys.
Yeah, who would win,
That's
Phantom
without
Bowser or
copyright.
Dreamy Eggman?
Dreamy Eggman.
Well, I was gonna say, doesn't Eggman essentially have a version like that with Nightmare Eggman?
Nightmare Eggman, like, what is his deal? Because
Isn't that like just specifically? Isn't like Nightmare Eggman like specifically a thing that happens in like the Dream World
I'm
in
pretty
Sonic
sure.
Dream
I'm
Team?
pretty sure it is.
I wouldn't know because I never got to play Dream Team.
Yeah, neither did
I
like
like-
90% of the people who,
No,
who
like,
actually.
I like how we
I didn't get
Dream
to play,
Team.
Okay, I didn't get to play Sonic Dream Team.
Yeah, Dream
Mario
Team is
Dream Team,
now
yeah,
like both a
that-
Sonic and Mario thing, and it both
The
has
Mario
some like
and Luigi Dream Team, I
crazy-
did play that one.
both give their main villain like a super form that has to do with dreams, like Dreamy Bowser and Nightmare Eggman.
So theoretically, like Dreamy Bowser versus Nightmare Eggman, Fury Bowser versus Lightman.
Yeah.
I guess.
Especially because we did bring up
I don't
Fury
really
Bowser
think-
does have the counters to like.
I don't really
Lightman's
think they're really gonna
invincibility.
bring in Nightmare Eggman since like no one's
They
really
probably won't.
talking about it. So I'm pretty.
I
sure
think it's a very situational power up.
I think so. Like it's not as simple as Lightman, I believe. Even though
Yeah.
Lightman only happened once, I still think it's
Yeah.
probably would be simpler for Eggman to just go to Lightman than to like. Because I don't know how like Nightmare Eggman works, but like
Okay,
Yeah.
so before we start getting into like more Bowser's hacks, I just want to say, you brought up like Lightman has the Phantom Ruby right on his chest. You know how at the end of Bowser's Inside Story, how Bowser finishes like Dark Bowser?
I
with the
want that to
charge?
Yeah.
happen so bad. Dude.
What if that's like what he does to Eggman? He just charge punches him right through the chest.
No, I want that to be like if Bowser wins, I need that to like be like how he either finishes Lightman or like finishes Eggman in general. Like I'm
Yeah,
imagining like
I was
Eggman's
gonna
all out
say,
of options. He's just in
If
his base
straight
form.
up taking out Lightman and Eggman in general with that final punch is how
Wait,
they
that would
end
actually
it,
go
I am
so
going to
hard,
pop
like-
off so hard.
That would dude. I
It's
cannot
so
wait to see this
sick.
animation because like I feel like if Eggman wins, it's going to be a lot more like somber, like a lot
Yeah.
more like destroyed like hope, like death.
Yeah.
Because like of how like Eggman operates as a villain. It's
I
going
was
to be
gonna
like
say, because Eggman's like straight up evil, Bowser's more of like kind of a bully rival than anything else.
So I
most
feel
of
like
the time.
if Bowser does end up taking this, like Eggman's death, like better be like the sickest thing ever, like with like
Just pure hype.
just the rawest, like pure hype, bro.
And then Sonic comes out of nowhere and it's like, "Whoa, you saved us! You took care of Egghead for me!" And then Bowser goes like, "I wouldn't say saved."
More like under new.
No,
man.
I'm really
We have
hoping
made
like
too many references to Megamind tonight.
I'm just imagining either like because I think the fight is gonna come down to mano y mano Bowser versus Eggman in some way, but
Oh,
like
Yeah.
if Bowser's army is still standing, then I want just like after like Bowser like kills Eggman, then like have him just like sitting there
cheering.
huffing and puffing for a minute, and his army's like looking at him. Then he just turns around and just lets out the biggest like victory roar ever, and just like
I want him to
troops are
like
just there,
roar
like,
out in
cheering.
victory, all proud, and then like the Koopa troops start cheering.
I know, dude.
That's what I was like really hoping for. Like if it wasn't an army fight, it was just a pure mano a mano fight against Bowser and Eggman. Like my preferred ending would be like maybe Eggman like threatens Junior or something, and then that's when Bowser goes into Fury Bowser.
No, Junior's
like-
not making it out alive.
He's not.
He's not making it
Well,
out
okay.
alive.
Actually, now is the time. Now is the time, ladies and gentlemen, for
Essentially-
the glazing of Bowser of one Bowser Jr.
It
Okay.
doesn't matter
So,
how much
a
of
lot
a
of
big
people-
it doesn't matter how big of an asset he is to Bowser Jr. or Bowser. It just looking at the matchup in general and looking at how it's probably gonna like go, Junior is not making it to the end of the animation.
I will say real quick, if Bowser wins, give it like the final blow that we proposed, but then have like the aftermath before it cuts to the post analysis. Have it be like the ending of Ultron versus Sigma, but
Yes.
instead of it being like Eggman's army, it's Bowser's own army.
Either
cheering
that,
on.
or like imagine like all of like Bowser's troops are gone, and like it's just him left, and then he just like looks over, and then just Mario and Sonic are like standing there, just like just either like they're like ready to like fight, and Bowser just like stands there
Yeah.
like bring it on, and like same for Eggman too.
Same for Eggman.
Oh, that
But
would be so sick.
But one thing I feel like people are forgetting when it comes to Bowser Jr. is that like if Bowser does get the Wonder Flower, which I think he will. I think he will get the Wonder Flower.
He should.
And Junior is gonna definitely, because like Junior is definitely gonna get like a power up with the Wonder Flower.
Yeah.
And then if that's the case, he can do a lot. Like the Wonder Flower itself allows, because like again, it's a reality warping thing. It can like, and I think like it has like a
Wait, no,
freaking,
in the trailer for Bowser Jr., they included one of his like boss fights from Wonder. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they are gonna have Wonder Flower in this.
Yeah. So this thing can do a lot because it can like speed up and slow down time. It has Broadway force, straight up warp reality, transmutate, grunt people, freaking. It can like allow people to like move through lava and stuff like that. It can shrink and grow things, duplicate things, increase the power of things.
No, and just like imagining it's too late, Bowser. Behold the power of the Death Egg. You are the Death Egg now. Uh-oh.
No, that's what I just find. That's what I find absolutely hilarious because like a lot of people bring up the Time Eater. Bowser just takes control of the Time Eater.
Yeah, that is.
With Wonder Flower.
And given Bowser's like willingness to just go for the Haxie option first, I think that is genuinely a real possibility.
Yeah, no, but that's like another thing. Like, do we talk about that? Like, Eggman's more. Oh no, we did. Yeah.
We talked about Eggman's ego and his more.
Yeah, and like his like more sadistic.
He wants to torture, and he wants like He wants to like see
He
the
wants to
people of like
torture.
Morbius like suffer, and he wants that. Bowser, he doesn't care how he gets there. He just wants in some way to rule over the Mushroom Kingdom.
Hey, quick
Yeah.
question. My memory's starting to fail me here. What was that one Bowser hacks that I kept bringing up throughout the course of this video? That I said, all right, we'll get to it eventually. We'll get to it eventually.
I think it was the Wonder Flower, wasn't it?
Oh, it was the warping through space and time thing.
Yes, that's true.
All right. Okay, let's discuss that.
Let's talk about Bowser
Bowser
warping through space and
Bowser
time.
can just time
Suddenly.
travel. Warping through space and time.
So-
King Bowser appears.
Realistically, if they do use this at all, how big are we expecting that to play into his win?
I mean, it gives him space and time, like travel. It gives him the ability to like travel and like warp like space and time, which is a huge ability, and I'm pretty sure like it is kind of consistent, and I'm pretty sure he does do it in like other circumstances and like other games. I can't remember exactly what though.
So we were talking about how big and vague and confusing the time eater is. Would that not, in most cases that you can interpret the time eater in, would that not be a direct counter to the time eater?
That's a good point.
I'm thinking because like the time eater, it was
So, like-
going to like eat time, but it doesn't it like it can like see in like all timelines, and it can like warp time. So
Oh, can it? Can it now?
You can just
Can they explain that?
I don't know, bro. I don't freaking know.
you can just feel Luke's freaking
Frustration.
just his distaste for this
I
thing.
want this thing dead and buried. I don't care if Eggman wins. I don't care if Bowser wins. I don't care if they just make a truce and start kissing at the end. I want Time Eater
Please
dead.
include a segment where the Time Eater for somehow goes back to when they were babies and attempts to like squash baby Bowser, only for big Bowser to warp through space and time and punch the thing in the face.
No, I'm just
Please.
imagining what if like all that hype about the Time Eater, and then just like the second Bowser just gets in range of it, he just punches it and it's just dead.
So, I will say this, Luke. There is currently no freaking listed hacks of it being able to look through space and time.
What does it say about its hacks? Like, are you looking at Versatile Wiki?
Yeah, now granted, versus Battle Wiki,
Yeah,
not exactly
mean,
the most
It's more so looking at what
like
they can
reliable
do with their
source.
Powers, but like,
but from the
Versus Battle
hacks
Wiki
that they're
literally
from the
say
hacks that
anything.
they listed, it's got large size, self-sustenance, a causality, additional limbs because it has 4 arms, body control, energy projection, breath attack, teleportation, force field creation, portal creation,
Cap,
battlefield
everything
removal,
you have just
time
said so far
manipulation.
has meant absolutely nothing.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
no.
say, so far this thing really does just sound like a big universal punching bag.
Yeah, no, it kind of is. So then there's also ceiling, status effect inducement, and I just want to bring this up. Bowser can just like he has resistance to time manipulation with stuff like the super suit in Mario RPG, which
Oh,
he was
yeah.
playable in that game. Remember?
That's true.
So there's like the Time Eater's big main weapon just gone. Space, time manipulation and erasure, information manipulation, dream manipulation, soul manipulation, conceptual manipulation, void manipulation, causality manipulation, dimensional travel, and then it has resistance to space-time erasure, extreme cold and cosmic radiation, and then dream manipulation, lore manipulation, causality manipulation, soul manipulation, information manipulation, and conceptual manipulation.
So I just want to say,
None of which
What?
Bowser has
we were
anything
we were talking,
against.
We were talking about this in my server before. Speaking of Mario RPG, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember
Oh
what the
my
secret
God.
final, the
Yeah.
secret boss in that
It was
game is?
Fearlex, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Kulek says about himself?
Just remind everyone in the audience. What did he
I
say about
am
himself?
matter and I am antimatter. I will consume all of space and time. Do you remember one of the characters that, beat Koopalings?
Yeah, no, it was oh god, what was his name again? Oh yeah, it was Bowser.
Nah, bro, it was Mallow.
Doesn't
Time
Koopalings
Eater.
kind of
That was
sound
all
like
Mallow.
something
That was literally all
Eggman
Mallow,
has
bro.
in his
What do you
army?
That was all Mallow. But Mallow scales to Bowser, remember? Or Bowser scales to Mallow.
Yeah, Bowser obviously like scales somewhat to Mallow.
So, all I'm gonna say is, no matter what vague, abilities the Time Eater has, Bowser has beaten entities that, at the very least, claim to be similar to the Time Eater in some ways. So...
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
So, I hope y'all are starting to see why I've been so confidently on the side of Bowser wins this.
Now, I have heard that, apparently, Kulek saying that is not a part of the Japanese translation.
Well, yeah, no, in the Japanese translation, and I remember this because I brought it up in my video, Power Scaling Mario. Again, you guys should really go check that video out. I put a lot of effort into it. It was a really good video.
Do it.
It was a good video.
Check it now. Actually, not now. Finish this video. Actually,
Yeah,
no,
finish this video first,
We just
and then...
hit 2 hours on the recording, so you can come back if you want. But yeah, what were you saying, Cap?
So in the original translation, friggin', oh god, yeah. So in the original translation, Kulex refers to himself as the master of time and space. So
Either way, still master of time and space. I'd argue sounds like more of a direct comparison to the Time Eater than I will consume all of time and space, which just sounds like a load of nothing.
Yeah.
Huffing and puffing.
Okay. So
what haven't we covered for Bowser? Let's see. Covered the
for
Star
the
Rod.
his
there's the
hexes
Star
are more
Rod,
direct.
the Pure Heart. Well, we kind of covered the Pure Hearts as the perfect counter to Light Man.
I think we covered a little bit. We covered the Dreamstone a little bit.
Yeah. Most we
Yeah.
don't
Covered
the-
Chance Time.
Oh yeah, Chance.
We covered the Mario Party.
Chance to... Guys,
Oh,
what about
yeah,
the blue
no.
shell? What about the blue shell? What if Eggman starts winning and he's about to kill Bowser, just throw the blue
Eggman
shell?
starts winning. He's considered in first. The Bowser space, Chance times, the boos that steal items, the blue shell. What if Bowser just gimmicks Eggman out the whole time with Mario Party and Mario
What if
Kart
Eggman is
items?
about to stomp on Bowser's, he's almost dead, but he slips on a banana peel that Bowser threw earlier in the fight?
Bowser's about to get stomped by one of Eggman's mechs, and he pulls out the slow dice from Mario Party 8. He slows time and moves out of the way.
Bro. Pulls out, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting. He pulls out freaking...
Again, he just starts inhaling stuff like in Bowser's Inside Story. Inhales the Phantom Ruby.
No, bro. Imagine they just give Bowser a new Phantom Bowser super form. That would go.
Could you imagine? As soon as Metal Sonic starts copying stuff, he gets inhaled by Bowser and has to fight Mario and Luigi.
Imagine Mario and Luigi are there powering Bowser up in Bowser's Inside Story during the middle of the fight, bro.
Yeah, Metal Sonic just gets the exact same treatment as Fawful.
So, sorry, just to go back to Kulex for a second. In the Japanese text, he's also stated to hold on to time from its beginning to its end. Just a little bit more impressive than eating time.
So wait, what's Metal Sonic gonna do when Mario and Luigi pull out that door attack from Bowser's Inside Story?
what is Metal Sonic gonna do
when Luigi starts eating a lot of food and then Mario picks him up?
And gets
a
really
lot
bad.
of food, and Luigi gets really fat, really fat.
Really fat. What are they gonna do when Bowser eats a lot of food and gets really fat and then gets dropped on Eggman?
Kamek. What if like
Kamek just like
What if
teleports
Bowser-
eat my
on
lord, eat my lord, eat.
Eat! All of our lives depend on it.
Quickly, sire. quickly.
What's gonna happen to Eggman when Bowser busts out the minimizer from Mario Party DS?
Wait, that's like genuinely wait.
Just saying. What's gonna happen when Bowser busts out the Vibe Scepter?
Oh,
A fun night.
That he
Wait.
can just manipulate people's emotions. What if he just manipulates Metal Sonic to betray Eggman? Just saying.
Just saying,
I was gonna
Metal.
say, would the Vibe Scepter work on robots?
I don't think it would, because robots don't really have emotions.
I mean,
Yeah,
does Metal
And
have
again,
emotions?
Metal Sonic's kind of weird about that because it's like he's implied
Yeah, he is
to
a
have
sentient
emotions.
robot, but like he has like some sort of program that he's following.
I was gonna say, like, if you look at some of like the things that he's done, even in canonical games like Heroes, after he's beaten, he goes on a tangent of like, why can't I beat you? Like that sounds like emotion to me. I don't know.
Just saying, he could just influence Metal Sonic to betray Eggman. Hell, he could probably do the same to Sage.
Just
Hey, wait a
saying,
minute.
what if
You're
what's
saying Bowser has a way to cause the robot to go, haywire and potentially destroy everyone there instead of just him?
no? Why
Yeah.
he tried the same thing with the
Metal
Robo-Enza
Sonic
and he ended up
wins.
killing himself?
He makes Metal Sonic really depressed.
The winner is Metal Sonic.
Could you imagine? He just makes like all of Eggman's army really depressed. They go out the sad way. It like cuts to the post analyses, and then Boomstick's just like, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh yeah, no, Bowser also freaking made
No,
the
no. You wanna know what I'm just imagining? Like, Bowser uses the Vibe Scepter to, like, make Eggman sad, and it's just like, what are you gonna do now, Eggface?
I miss
I miss my wife,
I miss
Bowser.
my wife, Bowser. I miss her a lot. I'll be back.
Like, I know a lot of people like to bring up the a lot of people like to bring up the freaking like a lot of people are gonna bring up all of Eggman's win cons and stuff like that, but have they considered the following? What if Bowser just eats them?
No,
This
like
is a-
genuinely, this
this
is what I'm
is
saying.
a viable option.
Like, it's close. Don't get me wrong. I'm not counting Eggman out here. But so many of his options just get countered by Bowser being really weird.
And no, you wanna know what people keep bringing up?
Bowser just acts like a silly goofball weirdo.
You wanna know what people keep
pulls
bringing
out
up?
some random thing and just gimmicks him out.
Do you wanna know what supports that, though? Like, think about it. Alright, let me talk for just a sec. People keep bringing up the metal virus. And yeah, that is a dangerous tool. Like, over time, it, like, turns, like, biological beings, like, into, like, metal versions that, like, metal zombies that, like, help Eggman. And it can, like, transmute, like, it can transmute Bowser's, like, entire army into, like, slaves for Eggman. But Bowser has count 'em, 3 different, much quicker ways to just transmute Eggman's armies or take control. One is just Kamek, again, because he can just do that. 2 is Bowser just, like, magicking them into bricks or whatever. And 3, Fury Bowser takes control of, like, everything just by existing.
Not only that, but like freaking Sonic was able to basically like burn off the metal virus, or like to like delay the metal virus by burning it off by continuously just running. Do we not know what Bowser's main weapon of choice is? It's fire! His body is gonna be like 1,000,000,000 degrees. He's gonna be like, man,
But, like, Bowser just has resistance to that. He has anti-mind control medication. Anti-mind
true.
control medication. He can just pop a pill.
just pop a pill. Just
Hey, Cap.
I'm sorry. But like, I just wanna talk I'm just imagining in the fight. It's just like, Eggman, just like, get a load of this, turtle. Behold the power of the Chaos Emeralds and the Phantom Ruby. Bowser just freaking eats them. Just like,
So wait,
nice.
what about the
Hey,
Chaos
it's
Emeralds?
a tasty snack.
What about the Chaos Emeralds?
What's that? A tasty snack. You don't want to go and eat a snack like that.
The Chaos Emeralds look like gummies. They look like gummies, bro. I want
That's
to eat them.
true. They do.
The Chaos Emeralds, I
They
feel
look
like
they taste like fruit.
that's actually another thing. Like, would they give Eggman the Chaos Emeralds?
I think they are.
Because like I know they're listed on the wiki. Wait, are they or?
He has technically had them at some point. So I think it's viable enough to give him the Chaos Emeralds, and also that's how Metal transforms into Metal Overlord.
That's true. But then again, what if Bowser just eats them and then?
I can't remember because wasn't it that he was turning into Metal Overlord and then Eggman was like, "Oh, there's no way we can stop them," and then like all of the Sonic characters start pulling out the emeralds.
Oh, that's true.
Wait.
I think that was just a thing that Metal can do. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. But
Well, Metal he can. It's not like he can't because he can use the Chaos Emeralds because he did it in Sonic Mania Adventures. But to turn into Metal Overlord specifically,
No, he
Actually,
became
he
Overlord.
used the Phantom Ruby.
Yeah,
too,
I was
to
gonna
be
say
fair,
he used the
in
Phantom
Mania.
Ruby.
oh yeah,
So wait,
He actually activated a similar like kaiju form to like in
it wasn't
Knuckle Chaotix.
Overlord though. I don't think.
It wasn't, no. And it probably wouldn't be as powerful. It doesn't really matter, but
Yeah. And even then, the way Sonic defeated that was by.
that
Let me
was
say
like
again.
base classic Sonic just hitting it. Yeah.
just hitting it really hard. Just pulling a freaking
But yeah, other than that,
just
like
pulling
Bowser also has
an
the
Octa.
Star Rod, where he can just immediately like grant like any like wish, including like invincibility, which also it like negated status effects as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't just physical like invincibility.
What if Bowser just like erases? He just like, I don't like Eggman. I wish he was gone.
No, that
Boom.
is straight up a
Disappeared.
I was
viable
about
option.
to say,
He could just straight up do that.
I wanted to say, what is stopping Bowser from just like the ending of Wally versus Archie Sonic, but like without Eggman Wallying, essentially.
Wallying is crazy.
Like, you may be faster, but
You may have
Going
mastered
on there.
speed, but I've mastered fate, and I wish you gone forever.
yeah, exactly. Like,
No, at
God,
the end
that
of the
was
fight.
Eggman do? What does Eggman do about
No,
that?
imagine like Bowser's like on the ground and he's like close to death, and Eggman comes down in like the egg robot and he's about to like shoot him, and he just gets like a heart attack, and it's just like a freaking Jotaro versus Kenshiro moment where Bowser just like pulls out the Star Rod and it's just like, you fool. I wish before this fight that before you killed me, you got a fatal heart attack.
You know what I need to see? I need to see, like, Eggman try to step on Bowser with the Death Egg Robot, only for Bowser to, like, block it with his shell, and the Death Egg Robot starts, like, teetering back and falls on its back.
No, I'm just imagining like, imagine like freaking like the Death Bag robot like steps on him, but like because he steps on like a spiked shell.
It does, like, the Peter Griffin thing.
No, he does like the freaking Super Mario. He just Super Mario just like. No, he just does the Super Mario game over just It just falls down.
It's just like when Mega Man touches a spike in any Mega Man game. Just like touches spike, instantly just explodes.
Dude, that goes back to like the really funny idea of just like in the middle of them fighting, just like like the camera just shoots over to like the squid, and it's just a squid on screen.
Like I said before, squids. The blooper from,
Just the camera zooms
Right.
into like the freaking the like Gooper blooper and then Squid, just squids.
Squids.
That would be a really funny like gag. I'm not gonna.
It would completely break the pace of the fight, I feel, so they probably shouldn't do it, but it would be so funny.
It would be funny.
Bro. We know that there's gonna be like a water like section in the fight. Like we know choppers in there.
Choppers are choppers are gonna be there.
What if they
And-
bring out the underwater guy's Sonic color in that boss fight?
Yeah, what if King Boo summons that really stupid snow boss from Dark Moon?
What if Kamek
You're not
brings out-
gonna shoot.
What if Kamek brings out the stupid looking fish from Mario 64 that eats you in one bite?
I was thinking.
What if
I was thinking
Kamek
that
just brings
He,
out
like,
the Unagi?
eats Sage.
I was thinking that stupid, terrifying bonefish from Mario Galaxy.
I was thinking the friggin' eel, the Unagi eel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the like creepily realistic looking eel.
Yeah. I'm just
gotta
imagining
say-
at like some point in the fight, Eggman gets his, because someone drew this and it just makes me laugh. Someone like just Eggman gets his hands on Junior and then Sage is like, you're not gonna actually shoot him in the face, are you, Father? He's like, yeah, in the face.
Are
Why?
you talking about that art
Yeah.
you saw today? That was
Yeah,
so
the
good.
freaking
You're not gonna
Puss
shoot
in
it.
Boots. Yeah.
You're not gonna shoot a,
You're not
a
gonna
child
shoot
in
a
the
puppy
face.
in the face, are you, Jack? Yeah, in the face.
Yeah,
Why?
in the face. Why?
I'm sorry. I have to show this. This is
No.
this is
No, I've
this
seen
was
it.
done.
It's so good. It's
I'm
so
just
good.
This
imagining like
was
I was just
this
imagining.
was done by
Eggman
Silverfan
holding
101 on
Bowser
Twitter.
Jr. by,
This
like,
is
the
just
back of
hilarious.
his
No,
bandana.
that guy has been like.
Yeah, I
so-
was about to say.
No,
Like,
that guy,
holding
he's
Bowser
been
Jr.
like,
by the back
he's like
of his
Eggman
bandana.
propaganda, but he has created like some of the best art. Like
Yeah, no.
we're on opposite sides of this war, but like goodness gracious, he is. So
I'm still
freaking talented.
very
He
proud.
is so
I'm still
talented.
very proud of my Bowser Space Eggman drawing.
That is
Yeah.
good too, yeah.
Yeah, it's
But, like,
so
yeah,
good. I
if,
love
Oh man.
Silverfan 101 on X, and I've seen you on the subreddit before. If you're watching this, keep at it, man. You're doing.
Your
good.
art is
no,
amazing. We
you're
love
making
it. I
some
love
good
every time I
stuff,
see
dude.
it. It makes my day.
I know, dude. Oh gosh, it's so good. My favorite one, gosh, I'm trying to remember like this one specific one he did like earlier.
He did one of like Bowser or like if Eggman does win, where it's just like
I saw that one. That one was pretty sick looking. Like,
that one was sick.
but
In
like
fact, I wanted to do like a serious what if Bowser wins drawing. But then I just decided to go straight for the chance line of the Bowser Space things. That's funny. So
Yeah,
I mean, you also did that for Eggman with the Nokia.
that's
yeah,
true.
no, I did.
So we've discussed like their skill sets, their hacks, their armies, and all that. What we want to see from the fight. We've mentioned a lot of. What are we thinking for the track? What do we want to hear from?
I
the
don't really think this fight is gonna work with like a lyrical track. I'm not.
I
gonna
don't
lie.
think so either.
I think it would be
I'm
sick.
not
The,
gonna
the
lie,
only
all I'm
time
hoping
like
for-
I'll want like quote unquote lyrics from it is if there's like a moment in the fight where the Wonder Flower just makes everyone start singing.
Hear me out.
But like
hear me out.
the Broadway singing that like
You want to know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of
Opportunity.
like that one scene from like Minions where they're like trying to like mind control like the guards, and then they just like take off all their clothes and start like
oh yeah.
strip dancing.
Hear me out. What if towards the end of the fight, it transitions into like an in the final, but with like Latin back vocals?
Please,
Oh dude.
please, dude! I am on my
Preferably
hands
during like a
and
Fury Bowser
knees.
transformation.
No, either like
In the same
preferably
in the
final.
same way that we got like orchestral solid state Scouter when Bardock transformed, I would kill for like a Latin orchestral in the final. while we
Just
get
some
Fury
sort of
Bowser.
leitmotifs to like in the final. That track like made me cry.
Because
dude.
that's always been like Bowser's song to me.
Dude, like I like that song is so nostalgic for me. Like I think it sounds like it sounds so villainous yet so heroic at the same time, and it's
Oh,
so
for real.
perfect.
Wait, when you say in the are you talking about the final boss theme from Bowser's Inside Story?
Yes.
Yep. Goes by quite a few names.
No, no, no.
Da, No, that song is a banger, legitimately. One of my favorite songs from any Mario game.
Dude, the Mario,
I was
like,
gonna say,
Yoko
when
Shimomura,
Fury
please come
Bowser,
back.
like, we start getting the Fury Bowser transformation, then dun 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 dun.
that has been my only really
What
big
if it
complaint with,
starts off with like the freaking oh god. No, Eggman doesn't really have a thing outside of I am the Eggman.
Dun, dun, dun.
I really hope it goes for like a Mario versus Sonic, like retro rivals approach.
Yeah.
Just
What about
have the
what about
whole
I wouldn't
track.
mind lyrics, but
Like, have the whole track just be, like, leitmotifs
Yeah.
of, like, iconic themes, because, like, these two have some of the
was
most iconic, like, final boss themes, like...
Yeah, no,
straight up
seriously.
the most
Yeah,
iconic
you
final
were
boss
mentioning like
themes.
Eggman themes. What about Doomsday Zone?
Yes, dude.
oh my god, yeah.
No,
what
but,
if it
like,
has like a
We get the like in
What
the
if it has,
final
like-
Doomsday Zone. Oh,
You need freaking, like, the Galaxy boss fight theme here somewhere.
yes.
da 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 na 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 da da na 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 da 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 na 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 da
And,
da
okay,
da
hear me
da
out,
da.
hear me out. Okay, I know you said we weren't gonna mention it again, but I think one of my favorite final boss themes for Sonic is from Lost World.
No, honestly, same. If you're talking about the final Eggman fight theme,
Yes.
yes.
The music
Yes.
is so
It's
good!
so underrated.
I know, bro. It's like,
I'm
I'm talking about specifically like this, like the freaking like dun 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 dun. That part, like, I could dance to that, bro.
So good.
It's so good.
And then the guitar, they're like,
Yeah, and you got like the guitar solo in the back, and it's just.
so good.
Why aren't people talking about this freaking game more, bro? Why is it so
Honestly,
hated?
because it's from Lost World.
Why is it so hated, bro? Why do you hate
Can we
my
get a we got Sonic X Shadow Generations. Can we get Sonic X Silver Lost World, please?
Honestly, as
I
much
would
as
love
I
that.
am, like,
I would
a
love
bit
that,
of a
but
Lost
think
World
about it.
apologist, I would hate so much if Silver's chance is Lost World, because you know nobody's playing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, I would like it, but you know that is the first Sonic game to literally sell, like,
That's
2
like,
copies.
honestly, if Silver finally gets his chance to have his own game after 06, and it's Lost World redone, oh my god.
What game did they do for Silver?
Huh?
Like if they ever remake a Sonic game, like in the same vein
mean,
of
there's
Sonic X Shadow
Unleashed.
Generations.
There's Unleashed.
What game would they do?
There's,
I don't
That's
think
true,
they really
that's true.
need to redo one in the same vein as Sonic X Shadow Generation.
Yeah, but think about it, like, you have, like, Sonic going throughout, like, the world in Unleashed. You could probably do something with, like, Silver in the same
That-
way. Like, think
actually,
about it,
yeah.
he's going throughout the entire world, like, on Earth. Silver could be going throughout, like, different time periods in, like, those worlds.
That's
Actually, that's a really good idea. I love that.
But, like, I just want Silver to get some spotlight, bro. Like, come on.
come on,
Something.
this is my boy.
I love Silver.
Give us a year of Silver. It'll flop harder than the year of Luigi, but please give it to us.
Yeah, it really sucks that the year of Luigi was a flop, bro.
It shouldn't have. Luigi deserved better, man.
I know.
The year of Luigi should have been so.
You know for a fact Nintendo's not going to do anything like that again.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, wasn't it like one of their worst performing years
Yes.
overall?
But that was like one of the Wii U, like when the Wii U was like going strong, so like...
It's like, on the one hand, it was in the Wii U era. But
Yeah.
like you said, on the other hand, it was when the Wii U was going strong.
And when I mean
So-
going strong, I don't mean going... It was against the freaking PlayStation 4 and like the Xbox One. When I say it was going strong, it was selling some units.
Some people were picking it up.
Yeah. Guys, what if the Switch 2 is a flop?
Then I won't want to live in this world anymore.
So, what else is there to talk about with Bowser vs. Eggman specifically?
Um,
I think we still need to talk about, like, well, we actually kind of already did talk about that, but like, I think a huge factor is one, it's gonna be like loyalty and stuff, but I also believe probably what's going to be a massive factor here is the fact that like, if Bowser gets like close to Eggman at all, then he's done. Like, like he could like get through, like Eggman can pull out like the Death Egg robot and like the Egg Dragoon and all that.
Wait. What if we get a scene where Bowser manages to close the distance on Eggman and he's like jumping at Eggman's cockpit, but then we get a scene where like Giganto slaps Bowser away, then like Sage commanded it like in that one scene in Frontiers.
Sick, dude.
But
like,
I just want to say I have like the perfect way the Titans could go out if they are used. Just have Bowser use the minimizer on them.
Or just Kamek just make a Goomba 3 times the size of Giganto.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, that's another thing. We mentioned like the don't leave them alone, please take them out as soon as possible. Characters on both sides would be like Kamek and Metal Sonic.
Yeah.
But like, if you think about how they're gonna be treated, Metal Sonic's gonna be rushing into the front lines, and Eggman's definitely just gonna let him do that. Kamek
is not.
That's the closest thing Bowser has to a dad, first of all, so he's gonna do his best to not let anyone harm him.
Yeah.
Second of all, Kamek, like we said before, already has ways to kind of aid with that with the clones, but he also typically hangs back anyway.
Yeah, I really think that, like, I think Kamek and Metal Sonic are, like, the biggest heavy hitters that aren't, like, the main guys themselves, but I really think that, like, Kamek is similar to Sage's, and they're more for support.
Because, like, I think Kamek provides more support than Sage, but it's also going to be more of, like, a snowball effect.
Like, if this was Kamek,
like,
if this was just Kamek in a death battle versus, like, I don't know, like, Death from Castlevania, I think, is, like, one matchups that's talked about. Yeah, I think, like, it becomes a little bit more, like, questionable. But, like, in the case of an army fight, like, Kamek is one of the biggest, like, helpers Bowser has here.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So,
like, the thing is we were already discussing, like, how much Bowser and his army have. Now imagine that, but, like, 5 times the size.
For real, bro.
Like...
Or again, like, the alternate solution, just have freaking...
1,500 Bowsers.
Exactly.
So here is my...
Bowser ladder.
Alright, so here is my, I guess, closing, like, argument, my closing thesis, unless you guys want to say anything else real quick.
Nah, go ahead, man.
Let's see what you have to say, and if I agree, then I will say nothing. If I disagree, I will say something.
Alright, so, like I said, I don't know if I said this in the video before we started recording, but I genuinely believe this is one of, if not the most debatable and closest fights in Death Battle history. Like, there's so much, not because, like, they're dead even, and they just need that one little power to squeeze through. The thing is, they have multiple of those one little powers to squeeze through. It's just that the other side also has just as many. So, it's such a tough question. It's just, like, with how I feel both characters function, how they battle, and, like, with how they do, like, go about their business, and, like, the supports they have, and, like, it's not just bias, but I have to lean towards Bowser here. Because Eggman is extremely dangerous. He's got so many MacGuffins, he's got so many mechs, he's got the Phantom Ruby, he's got, probably the Chaos Emeralds, Metal Sonic's a huge problem, Sage can be a bit tricky, and then there's... Oh, freaking Time Eater. But, all of those are extremely dangerous MacGuffins that, like, Bowser is gonna have some trouble getting around. But, like, all of those, like, hacksy abilities for Eggman, they require some sort of, like, planning, some sort of strategy to, like, happen. And yeah, he's a great strategist. He can make that happen, but he's gonna need some time to plan things out. And against Bowser, who's right there on the front lines with his troops, rushing Eggman, trying to get to him, like, as soon as he can, like, clawing his way through, like, enemies and, like, dealing with his forces, the time Eggman has is very limited here. And I don't know that he is going to have enough time to, like, plan these things out. But, like we said, the more Bowser whittles down his forces, the more dangerous by the second it becomes for Eggman. Like we said, if it comes down to mano-a-mano, and Eggman is separated from his machines or his army at any point, and it's just him and Bowser, there's absolutely no question. There's no way, in any circumstance, that Eggman can win. And that's why, because, like, most of Bowser's hacks, most of his abilities are just innate. They're just part of his, like, standard arsenal, standard magical abilities. And that's not even mentioning, like, the support that Kamek provides, the tricks that his son has, the tricks that King Boo can bring to the table, all the different kinds of environmental factors that his troops can affect, all that stuff. Bowser can just do a lot of that on his own, unlike Eggman, who needs, like, some outside source or part of his army to, like, execute those plans. So, like, Bowser's gonna have a lot of trouble getting to Eggman, and Eggman's gonna have some time to plan, but, like,
once Bowser gets to Eggman,
Eggman, like, he has to be ready for him.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just gonna be tough.
I just don't see how he'll be able to do that if Bowser... Because let's be real, Bowser is probably going to prioritize the big guy.
Yeah, Bowser's definitely going to have to... He's definitely going to focus on getting to Eggman, and that's gonna be tough, like we said, with, like, Metal Overlord and all the Titans and stuff. But, like,
yeah,
they're really big. Yeah, but, like, Bowser can size shift. Kamek can also size shift. Kamek can, like, transmute stuff. Bowser can turn things into break. And he can, like, he has wish hacks, and he can do all these things pretty much anytime he wants. Like, Eggman has stuff he can do anytime he wants. Like, he has the Phantom Ruby, which is extremely busted, and, like, has a lot of things. But, like, the thing is, it's not part of Eggman's standard arsenal, and if it gets destroyed in the fight, then he loses access to all of those abilities.
Yeah.
And it can be destroyed.
Given that it can, yeah.
Like, Bowser, like Fury Bowser, like, Dreamy Bowser, and all of Bowser's, like, freaking reality warping, hacksy, reality manipulating, all of those kinds of abilities, like, you can't just get rid of those. To get rid of those, you have to kill Bowser. And killing Bowser is not that easy. He is a tough cookie. Like, Eggman, I don't doubt that...
The entirety of Bowser's inside story is essentially dedicated to, this man will not die.
Exactly. Like, literally every single person wants that guy dead in the story, but he just literally refuses, bro.
I would just like to bring up the fact that the release, or, like, the announcement of this episode was around the same time that Chugga Conroy announced that his 50th playthrough would be on Bowser's Inside Story. Just saying, timing was perfect.
Nice. But, yeah, essentially,
yeah,
Eggman is going to be playing Keep Away in this fight.
And Bowser's going to be playing, like, literally just playing catch-up. Not like a Ben versus Hal catch-up where it's just like, oh, he's got to react to everything Eggman's doing. No, he's literally just going to be like, come here, you son of a bitch.
No, it's just that, like...
I didn't mean to swear, but...
He said it!
He said it.
I said a bad word! I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Bowser will, in fact, be playing catch-up, but, like, it's not going to be like he's just trying to catch Eggman. He's just trying to get to Eggman, and when he gets to Eggman, it's pretty much over. Because, like, yeah, he has, like... Eggman has, like, his big mechs that Bowser's gonna have to deal with. But, like we said, it's probably gonna come down to mano-a-mano, Bowser versus Eggman. And, like, let's say it's, like, the Death Egg Robot versus, I don't know, like Fury or whatever. Like Lightman, Eggman, yeah, Lightman versus Dreamy Bowser, or whatever. Like, yeah, Lightman Eggman is extremely tricky. He's extremely dangerous, but with the Phantom Ruby, his weakness is exposed right there. And like Dreamy Bowser, it's a bit trickier to lock down like what exactly he can do, like with like his wish powers and stuff, because yeah, they take like time. And they're not as instant as the Phantom Ruby, but you look at all of Bowser's other hacks, and they're instant. He has the wish hacks with the Star Rod,
the Dreamstone and the Star Rod.
The Dreamstone, like it takes amount of time, so it's weird. It's not exactly. It's weird to say, but it's not Bowser. It's not Bowser's.
It's
like,
not Bowser's trump card, yeah.
Yeah, but he has the Pure Hearts, which are like basically the same thing as the Chaos Emeralds, and it was used to fight like Dimentio. He can scale to like fight Dimentio and all that. So,
and it was like the perfect. It's the perfect counter to Lightman, as well, effectively.
It's just like with all of these, like Eggman has a lot of counters, and he has a lot of tricks that like Bowser like can't really have a major answer to. It's just that in Bowser's case, he has just quite a bit more.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like on top of with his absurd strength, his absurd durability, and assumably they're similar speeds, I just think that Bowser has a much better chance of getting to Eggman than Eggman has of killing Bowser and being able to stay away for that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my carrots and peas. What about y'all?
I don't think we have anything to add because I think I agree with you.
Yeah, we either already covered everything or just agree with what you said for the most part.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like I said,
anything else we could have added to this has been said.
Like I said, Eggman has, as much as I hate to say it, he has Time Eater. He has Phantom Ruby, he has Lightman. Like he has things that are going to be extremely difficult. Like this is not going to be an easy battle for Bowser. Like I'm not saying that it's going to be easy for him, because it's definitely going to be like one of the toughest fights he's ever had, if not the toughest fight he will ever have. Like against Mario, it's just him and Mario. Like this is an all-out war. And like with Eggman's strategy and his intelligence, it's gonna be tricky to like get around that. But like,
yeah,
it's just how far is Eggman's intelligence really gonna take him in this context? Because he uses his intelligence for like more so coming up with plans in the background and then using that intelligence to execute plans. And then those plans go wrong because Sonic is just that much of a Chad, and he defeats Eggman.
Yeah.
Who else is a big Chad?
Bowser.
Bowser.
Booze.
So, yeah, that's my 2 cents on this extremely debatable matchup. Like, again, I could totally see them going for Eggman. I just think with the way Death Battle interprets things, and the way they argue for certain characters, I really feel like Death Battle usually, they go for the character that they can make more solid arguments for, and I just think there's more solid arguments you can make for Bowser that aren't as specific as Eggman. Because, like, you have... They both have a lot of abilities and MacGuffins that straight up counter each other. So, there's going to be quite a bit that is just straight up rendered moot. So, you really have to consider what's unique to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The winner is Ganon.
The winner is Ganon.
Because neither of them have holy weapons, so really...
That's true. And neither
That
did
is
Metal
true.
Sonic, who would have been the winner otherwise.
Nah, bro, imagine, like, both of them die and it just straight up turns into Metal Overlord versus Ganondorf. No, and then Metal Overlord, like, tries to, like, blast him with, like, a laser blast, and then just, like, Ganon, like, throws a trident at Metal Overlord's, like, eye.
I was gonna
and
say,
then
he,
eats
like,
him.
face tanks it, doesn't flinch, holds his hand up to his ear, leans forward. I don't hear no holy.
No, I really want, like, Ganon to have just, like, a southern accent. Like, imagine Ganondorf versus Dracula like that. Your time is up, Dracula, vampire.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us, Pinhead.
No,
Who
give
you
Ganon, like, a really southern accent, and then just
Who are
give
you
Dracula...
calling Pinhead?
And then give Dracula the most obnoxious British accent ever.
Who are you calling
But
Pinhead, you
what is-
incorrigible?
Who are you
But
calling
what is a
Pinhead?
man?
But what is a man? A miserable pile of secrets.
Make it like Cockney British.
What was a man
But
in
what
it?
is a man? It's
What
a
is a man
miserable
in
pile
it?
of secrets.
A miserable little pile of secrets, I tell ya.
in it.
You
I say,
it?
I
Let me tell you,
Dracula.
What
Longhorn
incarnation,
Leghorn
Dracula?
versus Dracula.
I am no simple vampire. I am a god. I say, there's only one god, and I'm pretty sure you don't look like that, son.
Why won't you die? He's
Dracula,
throwing everything he has
Bowser,
up. I say, I didn't hear no bell.
I didn't hear no. It's like Dracula busts out the demonic Megiddo about Ganondorf. What incarnation?
Hey,
Oh my god.
No,
is gonna be such a
how
fun
the fight,
episode.
how Ganon versus Drac starts is just Dracula's minding his own business, and then Ganondorf shows up. He's like, should I run over this liberal, or should I go around him? What do you think? No, think about the gas prices. Have you guys not seen that video?
No,
I have seen that video.
Oh,
It's so
gosh.
good.
I know.
I'm not gonna do that.
Nope. Yeah, but then I have to back up and like go around and
Nah.
Talk about the gas prices.
I'm not doing that. Nope. Nope.
What if Bowser versus Eggman? What if they both lose, and then then two more characters show up, and those characters are GT, Goku, and Unicron Trilogy Optimus Prime.
Okay, and with that, I think we're done.
Yeah. Guy, actually, wait, never mind. I completely forgot. So, actually, I'd like to change my vote because, what's Bowser gonna do when Eggman tells Super Saiyan Broly that Bowser killed his dad?
To be fair, what's Broly gonna, or what's Eggman gonna do when Broly, I can't think of anything funny.
Well, what's Bowser gonna do when he says a really bad word and Broly shows up behind him and goes, "Not cool, Bowser. Don't say that again."
What's
What's Bowser gonna do when he tries to do the outer versal hacks and go out and procreate with Miyamoto, but
Oh,
due
God.
to the laws of Death Battle, Omni-Man and Broly show up to kill him?
What if during the fight, Eggman shoots a laser beam and it accidentally kills Broly's dad, and Broly sees it, and then Broly decides that he doesn't like Eggman and he kills him.
What's Eggman gonna do when when Metal Sonic finds out that Bowser has a better 401k?
What's Eggman gonna
What are you
do?
when the rock comes for you?
What's Bowser gonna do?
I would
when
like
the
to-
feds
I would
find
like
out
to
that he
point
has,
out-
What's
Have you guys?
What's Bowser gonna do when the feds show up and arrest him for tax evasion?
That's Yoshi, not Bowser.
No, but Bowser helped
We
out.
really gotta end this before we keep this going for another hour.
Yeah, no, we're gonna keep this going forever.
Alright,
It's
so
never gonna
that's
end.
our somewhat cohesive thoughts on Bowser vs. Eggman. Glory to the Koopa Troop. Please, Bowser, I genuinely need you to win this.
Bowser, I need
not
you to
mind if
lock the
Eggman takes
frick
it
in right now.
either.
If Eggman takes it, then I'm going to,
If Eggman takes it, I am going to forever suggest matchups where the Sonic series loses.
including Archie Knuckles versus Juggernaut.
If Eggman wins this, I am going to root for Juggernaut.
Alright, Eggman, you
I'm
gotta
going
win.
that far.
Eggman, you gotta lock in. Eggman, you actually gotta lock in for this, bro.
No, Bowser, please lock in. I can't change my views.
It's okay. He has Saturnile.
Wait, no, if
That's true.
If Eggman
Bowser
wins,
has Cat and Nile. What's Eggman gonna do?
If
What's
Eggman wins,
got?
if Eggman wins, we should like switch sides for Archie Knuckles versus Juggernaut.
Just for a day.
No, I
You
think
should.
the funny thing,
We should hop onto Blue Sky, and
I'm
like
not
immediately
freaking
just
getting
start
Blue Sky,
trolling.
bro. I'm done
people.
with social media.
Discord then.
Yeah, just hop on
Discord. Get out.
Hey,
YouTube.
hop into my server.
Yeah, hop on
That's
King's
true.
server.
That's true.
No, but Cap. So I think it's funny just like how heated we get with Archie Knuckles versus Juggernaut, because the thing
Yeah.
is, I'm like betting, and like I'm betting on Juggernaut, so I kind of hope he wins. But like if we're talking about who I prefer to win, like as characters, like it's no question. You really think I prefer like the Marvel Herald Juggernaut to literally any version of Knuckles?
Wait, it's happening again. We're getting sidetracked.
Oh no.
We finished our freaking debate.
Did
this
you
was
finish
fun.
recording it?
This was fun. I like this.
Yeah, this was really fun.
I kind of want to do this
Wait,
again. I
wait,
don't
hold
know
on.
for,
Have
like,
you
every single
finished the
match.
recording? Have you finished the recording yet?
No.
Okay, good.
Gonna say a lot.
We should do
There we
this
go.
for like another matchup. I don't know if it's gonna end up being as long because I can't even think of any other matchup that would be done like pretty soon. That's nowhere near as like complicated as this is. But yeah, Bowser, please, I'm begging you, lock in, bro.
Hmm.
And also, if you're watching and you want Eggman to win, then I pray that Eggman locks in for you. 'Cause
Eggman,
I
please
know
shoot the child in the face.
this is a death battle. It is a video on the internet, and it doesn't really matter. So, yeah. Please just be civil. Please don't try to act oppressed. Like I've been seeing. I've literally been seeing like people try to act oppressed. Like oppressed. Like over this. Like I saw someone who was saying that just like Eggman fans are like these big like this big like underdog group. Like everyone's like supporting Bowser, and we're like the small minority that like keeps getting outspoken. It's just like, is it really that serious, bro?
No.
It's just, Bowser's the generally agreed upon winner. Of course, that's
In fact,
how it's gonna happen.
when you edit this video,
I'm just gonna.
or like wait, before you do, I want you when I say no, can you put this video over it?
No.
Every
Hey, Luke,
single time you say no.
Can you reply to him with that video? His request with that video.
I
No,
don't.
please. I just think that video is really funny. Just Roger's delivery of no is
It's
just
just
hilarious.
every
I love
single
it.
time you say no.
You're gonna be here for like 7 hours doing that.
I'm not doing that, bro.
That's why I'm asking you. Just do it over that
Seven
one
more if
bit.
We keep getting lost in tangents.
Yeah.
man.
Alright, y'all, I should probably go to bed. Like, this is giving me a headache. Like, this
It
match
is
gave me a headache.
at the
So
time
anyways,
of recording
no
this. It
matter
is
what
10
happens
past
on the
11.
17th, no matter who wins on the 17th, the Time Eater better die. See ya!